And brought to you live via New York City, this is Bombers Game Mic. I'm Paul D, and tonight is game one of a very brief one-city road trip where the St. Louis Cardinals are headed into Kansas City 4-3 to take on the Kansas City Royals. They have game one tonight, game two tomorrow night, an off day Saturday. Well, that's fun. And then the conclusion on Sunday. And then they are back in St. Louis at home to take on Arizona for 4, which will be all kinds of a treat. I hope you are all doing marvelously well this evening. I'm not doing so bad myself right now, and it is wonderful to see you all here tonight. But in any case, heading into this particular matchup this evening, going for the Redbirds, is the lefty Matthew Liberatore, and he's going to be facing another southpaw by way of Noah Cameron. Now, what can we say about Matthew Liberatore, especially recently? He has been quite disappointing in so many ways. Not that he's been necessarily outright terrible, but the expectations are such that you have every reason to believe, and with good reason, that he should be pitching better. You know, two starts in a row where you're throwing 4 1/3, 3 earned last time, 4 earned the one before that, and you're not necessarily performing that much better than Kyle Leahy for a guy that's really the de facto number 2 in this rotation, which for the most part, everything that can be said for the performance of Dustin May recently and how well he has pitched. They did not bring him in here as an ace. They brought him in here as a reclamation project, and lately they've been able to reap the benefits of that. But in general, you expect more from Matthew Liberatore. And tonight, I really hope that he gives us more than he has given for a lot of the last month, to be sure. All right, so coming up here, we're going to give you the starting lineup tonight for the St. Louis Cardinals. And if you haven't chimed in yet to the Game Mic roll call, please do so in the chat. Let me know where you're watching or listening from. Ronald Lyle, good evening from the Green Mountain State. Great night for baseball. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. There is no better Cardinal play-by-play show. Thank you so much, Ronald. Robert Outs, so here I am sitting in a Kansas City bar. Weird look because I'm wearing my Cardinals blue combo shirt. Wearing the colors in enemy territory. Trisk, almost at 750 subs. Let's go. Thank you so much, Trisk. And Ronald Lyle, it's envy. They wish they could be Cardinals fans. Yeah, I think that's pretty fair to say. Alrighty, let's see here. Hey, there's 4 Live. Hello, fam. How is everyone? Paul D, you sound good. Well, thank you so much for life. Martin Greenwell, let's go Cards from Louisville, Kentucky. Well, cheers to Louisville, Kentucky. Good evening, everybody. Paul, you sound good. I'm starting to feel better, finally. Alan, good evening. Good evening to you, Alan. Kelly Taylor, go Cardinals. Joe Breeding, Brother Paul, good evening. Number 10 on the likes, War Cry. Love to hear your call of the game, brother. Good evening to everybody in the live feed. It's good to see you, Brother Joe. Alrighty here. Now let me give you the starting lineup for the St. Louis Cardinals. Leading off at second base is J.J. Weatherall. He's followed by Ivan Herrera in the 2-hole at DH. Batting third out in right field is Jordan Walker. Batting cleanup out in left is Nelson Velasquez. Batting fifth at first base is Alec Burleson. Batting sixth out at shortstop is the righty hitting Mason Wynn. Batting seventh at third is Blaze Jordan. Batting eighth in center field is Jose Fermin. And batting ninth behind the dish is Pedro Pajes. And that is your story with him. And we are only a few minutes away from scheduled first pitch down in Kansas City. And I will very, very quickly give you the rundown of the Kansas City lineup here in a moment. For the Royals, leading off in center field is Thomas. At short, batting second is Bobby Wood Jr. Batting third at first base is Jack Caglione. Batting cleanup in right field is Marte. Batting fifth at catcher is Perez. Batting sixth at DH is Jansen. Batting seventh at third base is Lofton. Batting eighth in left field is Collins. And batting ninth at second base is Massey. That's your 1 through 9 for the Kansas City Royals here this evening. Hey, KCM, good to see you. Welcome by. Justin Beasley's in the house. Cheers, Justin. Good to see you in the audience. Velasquez and Church are my great players. Yeah, definitely. And Velasquez is in tonight because they're facing the lefty, Noah Cameron. So they're kind of doing the platoon thing. And Velasquez does pretty well against lefties, all told. DJ Nick Fly, good evening from Sparta, Missouri. Howdy, Paul. Hope all is well. Let's go Cardinals. I cannot complain. DJ Nick Fly representing Sparta, Missouri. And we're about 2.5 minutes away here from scheduled first pitch. Everybody seems to be in fine fettle here this evening. Dalton Kerrigan, Farmington, Missouri. Go Cards. Dalton Kerrigan, welcome aboard. If I haven't seen you before, but if you've been here, all I can say is welcome back then, if that's the case. Great to have you through here tonight. So about 2.5 minutes away here from first pitch. I hope everybody enjoyed their Thursday, are looking forward to spending their Thursday evening, hopefully taking in some very competitive Cardinal baseball. We can only hope is a much improved start from Matthew Liberatore. You know, another 4 1/3. It's like one of those things like, oh, come on, give me a break, guy. I know you can do better than that. There's nothing more frustrating than watching him look like he had just run a full marathon, well, after only recording 1 out in the 5th inning. I mean, I hope I'm not heartless here, but it's one of those things. It's like, Matty, come on now. You can do better than this. You know you can do better than this. Delta Leader, good afternoon, Paul, and everyone. Let's go Cards. Cheers, Delta Leader. They stripped Roycroft out. Oh, thank God. Oh, that is good to hear. I mean, that in and of itself has made my day. Let's see what the corresponding move is. All right. Well, they designated for assignment, and they have selected the contract of Max Razik, I believe it's pronounced, from the Memphis Redbirds. 24-year-old right-handed pitcher. Seems to be a young arm. He had no major league action so far this year. Thank you for bringing that up, Justin. Yeah, I'm not going to be missing Roycroft. In fairness, many of you, when he was called up, were already getting on like, oh, God, do not put this guy in a game. And you were right. You were absolutely correct. All righty. That's correct. There is no church against the lefty. Jose Fermin is in center field tonight in Kansas City. Trying to trade for Buxton, that would be a big price tag. I would be surprised to see it. I mean, depending on how much they would pay for it. Let's put it this way. in terms of big trade targets, I'm not expecting anything right now. I'm expecting minor moves that do not require much by way of talent capital going forward there. And everything else is going to be largely in-house. And, that's just basically my thinking. Now, here's Noah Cameron, the left-hander. He's 3-4 with a 4.11 ERA, 17 walks against 64 strikeouts. Here's the first pitch. Strike, outside corner at the knees to J.J. Weatherall. And the count is now no balls and 1 strike. It's a lefty-lefty matchup. Here comes Juan, the pitch. Down and away and out of the zone. And the count is now 1-1 to J.J. Here comes Juan again. Hit to the left side and into left field for a base hit. So just serving it out there towards left is J.J. Weatherall out of the left hand there of Noah Cameron. And that will be the first base runner tonight for the Cardinals. So they have a runner on first with nobody out. And here comes Ivan Herrera. He steps into the box with a runner on first and nobody out. Here's the first pitch, up and away and out of the zone. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Lefty-righty matchup, 261, 9 home runs, 31 RBIs, and 72 games for Ivan Herrera. Will he get drilled today? Here's a 1-0 pitch. Changeup down and in and out of the zone. The count is 2 balls and no strikes. Runner leads off first. Following the leadoff single to left by J.J. Weatherall. Coming set below the letters is Cameron. He deals. A cutter down and away out of the zone for a ball. And the count is now 3 balls and no strikes. Weatherall leads off first. Coming set below the letters is Cameron. Now here's a pitch. Strike, 4-seam fastball down Broadway. Ivan Herrera goes into statue mode, and the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of Herrera. And he quickly climbs back into the box. Moving very quickly is Cameron. He likes to move fast. He comes set below the letters. He holds the 3-1. Strike, change up on the inner third above the knees, and that brings the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Ivan Herrera. Looks to be a very pleasant night for baseball, all told, out in Kansas City. Coming sets Cameron, the 3-2, up and away, ball 4. And so Ivan Herrera works a walk. And now the Cardinals have runners on first and second with nobody out. Defensive alignment for the Royals. Collins in left, Thomas in center, Marte in right, Lofton at third, Witt Jr. at short, Massey at second, Caglione at first, Perez behind the plate, and Cameron is on the mound. Your defensive alignment for the Royals. Now here's a righty hitting Jordan Walker, and here's the first pitch. Swinging strike over a cutter down and in from the lefty, Cameron. Count is 0-1, 288, 18 home runs, 56 RBIs, and 71 games for Jordan Walker. It's a lefty-righty matchup. Coming set. Cameron deals. Hit to the left side. Fielded there by Bobby Witt Jr. and passed his glove into left field for a base hit. Coming home is Weatherall. He will score, and that will give the Cardinals a 1-0 lead. Oh, that was a bizarre defensive miscue by Bobby Witt Jr. down there at short. He should have gotten that on a couple of quick hops there. It went and hopped beyond his glove. It was a very strange play to say the least, but now runners are on first and third with nobody out, and the Cardinals have a 1-0 lead in the top of the first inning. Now here's the righty Nelson Velasquez. He is in for the lefty Nate Church, facing the lefty Noah Cameron. Here's a pitch. Fouled straight back on the 4-seam fastball in, and the count is no balls, 1 strike. Nelson Velasquez in 11 games, .333 with 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, a .972 OPS. Infield defense heavily aligned towards left with the righty Velasquez in the box. Coming set is the lefty Cameron. The 0-1 swinging strike on the cheddar upstairs at 93 miles an hour, and the count is no balls, 2 strikes. That was the 13th pitch for Cameron so far. Cardinals have jumped all over him here, and he steps off the rubber so he can pick up the rosin bag. Figures a little bit of extra traction on that ball might help a bit. Maybe he's right. We'll find out. Here's the 0-2. Curveball in the dirt, bounces out in front of home plate. And moving down to second is Jordan Walker on the play. So he moves up 90 feet. Now the Cardinals have runners on second and third with nobody out. And it's a 1-2 count. It was obviously ruled a ball. It hits out in front of home plate. So runners on second and third, nobody out. It's a 1-2 count, lefty-righty matchup. Coming set is Cameron. Here's the 1-2. Upstairs, a four-seam fastball clear out of the zone. The count is now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cardinals are wearing their standard road gray tops and bottoms with red caps and helmets. Coming set, the 2-2. Bounces out in front of home plate, a slider, and the count is now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Royals are wearing their standard home white tops and bottoms with the blue letters and numbers, and the royal blue ball caps with the KC on the front in white lettering. On deck is the slugging first baseman for St. Louis, Alec Burleson. It's a full count here to Velasquez, lefty-righty matchup. Runners on second and third, nobody out. Full count, top of the first inning. Here's a pitch. Foul tipped on the changeup, down and in at 80 miles an hour, and the count remains full, 3-2. So the Cardinals are definitely putting the early pressure on here. As well they should. One thing we have learned about this Cardinal lineup is when it's in its more complete and healthy form, they are quite formidable. Coming set is Cameron. Here's a 3-2. Curveball down to the dirt, ball 4, and the bases are now loaded with nobody out in the top of the first inning. 1 already in for the Cardinals. Right now, they are smelling blood in the water, and here comes Alec Burleson. This will be a lefty-lefty matchup with the lefty Noah Cameron on the mound. This next pitch from Cameron will be his 19th on the evening. Alec Burleson is hitting .285 this year. Infield defense, third baseman playing largely in at left even with the bag. The first pitch is low, a sinker clear out of the zone. The count is 1 ball, no strikes to Alec Burleson. 310, 6 home runs with 18 RBIs and 17-game hitting streak. Hit down the left field line, giving chase towards the stands, and it goes into the stands for the first strike. The pond is full of ducks, folks. The bases are loaded with nobody out, and Alec Burleson hits a 1-1 count, lefty-lefty matchup. Coming sets Cameron, the 1-1. A sinker low. It had the inside corner, but it was below the knee, and the count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. Coming set. He deals. There's a fly ball out to deep left center field, a couple feet out of the track. Underneath it is the center fielder. He makes the catch. Coming home is the runner on the sacrifice fly, and that will be the second run of the inning. So a sacrifice fly and an RBI that scores Ivan Herrera, and now the St. Louis Cardinals will take a 2-0 lead. Oh, Alec Burleson playing some good ABC baseball there, just giving it a nice long fly to left center field. And that'll be the first out of the inning. 2-0 Cardinals, top of the first. Runners on first and second with 1 out. Here comes Mason Wynn. Here's the pitch. A changeup upstairs out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Mason Wynn, .234 with 2 home runs, 26 RBIs in 65 games. It's a lefty-righty matchup. Looking in is Noah Cameron. He comes set below the letters. He deals the 1-0. Hit on out there to center field. Coming in as the center fielder. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Both of the runners will stay right where they are. And that'll be the second out. So some good early work, and now here comes Blaze Jordan. In 6 games, he's 6 for 21 with a home run, 5 RBIs. He has an 890 OPS on the year. This is a lefty-righty matchup. He is down at third tonight. Coming set below the letters is Cameron. He deals a cutter strike. Inner third below the belt to Blaze Jordan. The count is 0-1. Right here is where the money is made. RBIs with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Coming set is Cameron, the 0-1. Strike, 4-seam fastball, inside corner thigh high to Blaze Jordan, and the count is no balls, 2 strikes. Thurman, good to see ya. Coming set. Here's the 0-2. Hit out to center field. Going over to his left to the center fielder, and he makes the catch on the run for the third and final out of the inning. However, the Cardinals, they push 2 across. And after 1/2 inning of play, it is the St. Louis Cardinals 2 and the Kansas City Royals coming to bat. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Going to bottom 1, 2-0 Cardinals. All right. Well, that's a way to start off a game. Am I right, folks? Leading it off in the bottom of the first will be Thomas, followed by Bobby Witt Jr., and then Jack Caglione. Good to be seen. Hey, here with me, Thurman, you're always seen. Every time the bases are loaded, I think pond full of ducks. And the second I think that, I think, have I seen Thurman yet? Well, thank you so much, guys. No, Thurman, you are very much seen here. Certainly by me. How am I doing, Ethan? I'm doing all right, Ethan. How are you? Oh, fun seeing you out in the wild last night on Jolly Good Take stream. What a nice fellow he is. I like him. Sam Foreman. Libby has to get through the 5th inning. If he does, I think they'll be pretty good. I think there's a good chance of that, yes. Well, Dan MCL. Hey, do you remember me? The reason I remember you is because each and every time you ask me, hey, do you remember me? It's almost your calling card. Really? Oh, no, I wish I came up with it. No, that was a red barbarism as far as I know. And he was calling that decades before I was born. Now, here's Matthew Liberatore. And here's the righty Thomas. Here's the first pitch from Libby. Strike, 4-seam fastball down Broadway, 94 miles an hour. And the count is no balls, 1 strike. Thomas hitting .226 on the year. Nobody on, nobody out. 2-0 Cardinals, bottom of the first. Coming wide is Libby, the 0-1. 4-seam fastball up and in, just a little too high for a blue behind the plate. The count is 1-1. Coming wide is Liberatore. He deals Uncle Charlie strike right down Broadway, 81 miles an hour. And the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. That hook of his can be absolutely devastating when it's working. He winds the 1-2 pitch. A curveball down and in for a ball. The count is 2-2. Lane Thomas, .226, 5 home runs, 18 RBIs in 60 games this year. It's a lefty-righty matchup. Coming wide is Liberatore. He deals. Hit on up the middle. Fielder there on a hop by Weatherall. He throws to first in time for the first out of the inning. When do I come back? It'll probably be sometime this upcoming week. I'll be back on screen. But you won't miss my presence anytime between now and then. Alrighty, here we go. Now here is Bobby Witt Jr. He's hitting .290, lefty-righty matchup. Nobody on, 1 out. Here's the first pitch from Liberatore. Up and away, a 4-seam fastball for a ball. The count is 1 ball, no strikes. You and me both, Ronald Lyle. You and me both. Bobby Witt Jr., 290 with 9 home runs, 30 RBIs in 75 games. The 1-0 from Libby. Strike, four-seam fastball, outer third at the knees, and the count is 1-1. That's fair, Piggy. That's fair. It does seem to be familial rivalry. Here's a pitch. A curveball foul tipped and rolls over towards the Cardinal on deck circle off the bat of Witt. And the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. But such is the way of professional sports. From the full winds, Liberatore. The pitch. Fouled back on a four-seam fastball up 96 miles per hour. Having a little trouble catching up to that particular offering. And the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. All right, Witt is back in the box. Liberatore comes wind. He deals. There's a fly ball out to left field, going back in front of the wall, looking up, and it is gone. A solo home run for Bobby Witt Jr., and that will cut the Cardinal lead in half. They now lead it 2-1 following the solo home run off the bat of Bobby Witt Jr. Well, Bobby Witt Jr. is one of the most overshadowed players in the game. Behind guys that are outstanding like your Otanis and your Judges and whatnot, he doesn't get the kind of attention he often warrants. But right there is a perfect example why he deserves it. Hit out to the left side, heading over towards the line. In the corner is Velasquez. He's up against the wall, and it's a foul ball just out of his reach off the bat of Caglione. And the count is 0-1. Caglione is hitting .267 on the year. Defensive alignment for the Cards. Velasquez in left, Fermin in center, Walker in right, Jordan at third, Wynn at short, Weatherald at second, Burleson at first, Pajes is behind the dish, and Matthew Liberatore is on the mound. That is the St. Louis Cardinals defensive lineup. It's a lefty-lefty matchup against Caglione. Liberatore deals. Swinging strike on the four-seam fastball away. 96 miles an hour. The count is no balls and 2 strikes. Liberatore winds and deals. The 0-2 hit to the right side and just slices foul. Very fortuitous that it stayed foul there for the Cardinals, who would have been rolling around in the right field corner. Jack Caglione's hitting .267 with 8 home runs, 20 RBIs in 69 games, a .772 OPS. There is nobody on, 1 out, 2-1 Cardinals, bottom of the first inning. Here's the 0-2. A curveball down and away, well out of the zone. Laying off that one is Caglione, and the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lefty-lefty matchup. Liberatore has his pitch from Pajes. He comes wide. The 1-2. Swinging strike 3. Down goes Caglione for the second out of the inning. So a very fine, looked like it was a slider down and away to Caglione on that. It didn't have the big arc of the Uncle Charlie that he's known to throw. And so nobody on with 2 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Now here's the righty Marte, who's hitting .256. Lefty-righty matchup. The first pitch from Liberatore. Uncle Charlie strike. Inside corner at the knees. The count is 0-1. Back onto the bump is Liberatore. He winds. He deals. Foul down the right field line and out of play on the four-seam fastball away. 96 miles an hour. Count is 0-2. Starling Marte, .256 with 1 home run, 5 RBIs in 33 games, a .647 OPS. It's a lefty-righty matchup with nobody on and 2 out. Coming winds Liberatore. The 0-2 pitch. Swinging strike 3. Down goes Marte for the third out of the inning. So after 1 full inning of play, it is the St. Louis Cardinals 2 and the Kansas City Royals 1. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike going to the top of the second inning, 2-1 Cardinals. Now, due up for the Redbirds here in the top of the second inning is going to be Fermin, followed by Pajes, and then to the back of the top, going to the top of the order once again with J.J. Weatherall. Whistle time indeed. No, Ethan, I was not in there today. No, I wasn't. I made my I showed up last night because I was curious what he was doing, what he was up to. And a really cool guy. There's something I find so interesting about British fans of Major League Baseball, especially considering I'm responsible for one of them. Of course, in that case, he's a Cardinal fan as opposed to a Giants fan in the case of Jolly Good. But a good dude. I like him. Young guy. Sam Foreman. Libby just can't get rid of the home run bug. That is now 15 home runs he has given up. That's a lot of long balls. For life. 44 likes, 165 people watching. Don't forget to hit that like button for Paul D. For life. Having some fun, leading the charge in the vanguard. Oh, okay. Trisk putting out likes for legendary Steelers. Man, Troy Polamalu was so good. I'm not even a Steelers fan. It's like, man, that guy was insane to watch. All right, we are back here for the top of the second inning. Now, here comes Jose Fermin. It'll be a lefty-righty matchup with Noah Cameron back out on the mound. Here's the first pitch. Cutter strike right down Broadway, 89 miles an hour to Fermin. Fermin is hitting 265 on the year. Coming winds Cameron, he deals. Four-seam fastball upstairs out of the zone, clocked at 92 miles an hour. The count is 1-1 strike. Tucson, Arizona, the 1-1 to Fermin. There's a fly ball out to left field. Going back is a left fielder right at the track. He's camped underneath it. He makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So, looks like Noah Cameron might be steadying the ship a little bit here. Now here comes the righty, Pedro Pajes, who we've been seeing a little bit more lately. He's largely been something of a null spot on the roster, being the third catcher. It'll be a lefty-righty matchup. Time is granted to Pajes. He gets back in the box. Nobody on with one out, top of the second. Here's the first pitch to Pajes. Well inside a four-seam fastball, clear out of the zone. The count is 1-0. In 41 games, he's hitting .228 with 4 home runs, 10 RBIs, a .641 OPS. Coming wide is Cameron, the 1-0. Hit down the left field side and foul on the cutter in. That brings the count to 1-1. And he's back into the box. Noah Cameron comes wide. He deals. And he popped it up right there, just behind second base, a little bit towards right. Underneath it, he makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So a couple of quick outs here from 8 and 9 in the Cardinal order. 33 pitches so far for Cameron. Now here comes J.J. Wetherall for his second at-bat. He got the party started off in this game with a single to left. It's a lefty-lefty matchup. Coming winds Cameron, the first pitch is a ball well away on the four-seamer. The count is 1 ball, no strikes. He winds, he deals. Hit down the third base side and out of play, 94 miles an hour. The count is 1-1. Something that I always do appreciate here about J.J. Wetherall, even against lefties, hard lefties, he doesn't bail out in the box against them. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a fly ball out to center field, going back in front of the track, in front of the wall, and it's off the base of the wall. Rounding first, coming into second with a 2-out stand-up double is J.J. Wetherall. He is 2 for 2 tonight, and that will keep the Cardinals alive here in the top of the second inning. J.J. Wetherall puts that one there, a double off the base of the wall just to the left of center. That ball just kept flying, and it was really right down Broadway, about knee high. He stayed with it, and boy, oh boy, it did not miss going out by much. And now a runner on second with 2 out. Now here's Ivan Herrera. It's a lefty-righty matchup. He walked in his first at-bat. Here's the first pitch. Four-seam fastball up and away and out of the zone. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. From the stretch is Noah Cameron. Leading off second is Weatherholt. He comes set. The 1-0. Swinging strike on the changeup, down and away, 83 miles an hour. And the count is 1-1. A walk and a run scored tonight for Herrera. 261, 9 home runs, 31 RBIs on the campaign. Coming set below the letters is the lefty Cameron, lefty-righty matchup. He deals. Hit down the first base side and out of play on the four-seam fastball in. And the count is 1-2 strikes. This next pitch will be Noah Cameron's 40th in 1 2/3 inning of work. Leading off second is Weatherholt with 2 out. 2-1 Cardinals top of the second. Here's the pitch. Swinging strike 3 on the curveball, down and in. Herrera swung right over the top of that for the final out of the inning. So, no runs, 1 hit, no walks, 1 left on. After 1.5 innings of play, it is the St. Louis Cardinals 2 and the Kansas City Royals 1. We're heading to the bottom of the second inning. I'm Paul D, and if you're enjoying my Call of Redbirds action here on Game Mike this evening, please do leave a like. It helps the channel out a ton, and I greatly appreciate it. Do you want to see more? Join the gang. Join our growing community of not just Cardinal fans, but baseball fans, and hit subscribe. We'd love to have you aboard. Make yourself known. With that said, 2-1 Cardinals going to the bottom of the second inning. Now, due up for the Royals going into the bottom of the second is going to be Perez, followed by Jensen, and then Lofton. Right now in the Cardinals.TV broadcast, in lieu of an actual commercial, they're having some pre-recorded pregame interview with John Jay. There's a name that many people here will have a positive familiarity and association with. Halfway to 100 likes. Let that like button and support the channel and Paul. Cheers, Ronald Lyle. Thurman, let's get that run back. I hope they do. Justin Beasley, 750 subs. 50 to go to 800. Cheers, Justin Beasley. He was a good player. He was a very useful player, too. That's one thing I can definitely say about him. He was a very useful player. Very good in the outfield. A lot of versatility. And that was something that was always a wonderful thing. So we await the bottom of the second inning. Strange. This is the first time that I can remember Cardinals TV giving me something other than a commercial between frames. Now, here's the first pitch from Liberatore. Fouled down the right field side and out of play, and the count is 0-1 strike. Up is the righty Perez, hitting an even 200 on the year. It's an 0-1 count. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the second. 2-1 Cards. Here's the pitch. Well upstairs, a four-seam fastball clocked at 95 miles an hour. The count is 1-1. The Fire Phoenix. Good to see ya. Here's the pitch. A changeup away out of the zone. The count is 2-1. He's back in the box. Lefty-righty matchup. Come in, wind. Is Liberatore. He deals. There's a fly ball to right center field. Going back is Jordan Walker up against the wall. He leaps, and it hits the base of the wall. He picks it up on the wall. Coming around first into second is the runner, and he has himself a leadoff double in the bottom of the second inning. So the fireworks pick right up here for the Royals. Right off the bat of Perez. Once again, that thing was on the middle third away. That very nearly went out. It only missed doing so by maybe 2 feet. I'm actually surprised that Jordan Walker didn't make the catch on that. Now here's the lefty Jensen. Lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. Strike, four-seam fastball, outside corner, above the knees. The count is 0-1. Lefty Jansen's hitting .235 with 9 home runs, 37 RBIs in 68 games, a .718 OPS. From the stretch is Liberatore, the 0-1. Foul down the third base side on the sinker in. The count is no balls and 2 strikes. So Perez is standing down at second following his leadoff double to right center. So the runner on second with nobody out, bottom of the second inning. It's a lefty-lefty matchup. Coming set at the stretch is Liberatore. The 0-2 to Jensen. A slider down and away and out of the zone. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Perez leads off second. Coming set is Liberatore, the 1-2. A slider down and away, nowhere near the zone. Jensen was not tempted, did not pull the trigger, and the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. He comes set at the Birds. The 2-2 pitch. Hit out to left field, heading over towards the line is Velasquez, and it's over his glove and up against the wall. Coming home is Perez. He will score, and that is an RBI double for Jensen, and that will tie the game at 2. So a pair of doubles, the second of which is an RBI double, and it is all tied at 2 in the bottom of the second inning, followed the RBI double by Jensen, scoring Perez from second. Liberatore largely left that in the middle of the plate, slightly up, and Major League hitters, respectable ones, are going to do just what Jensen did there. Now here's Lofton. It's a lefty-righty matchup. Runner on second with nobody out. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball out to center field. Going back is Fermin into left center field. He's underneath it. He makes the catch. He tosses it back in. Heading to third on the play is Jensen. And so he will move to third on the sacrifice fly. That's the first out of the inning. So Jensen will advance from second to third. So there's a runner on third with 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. All tied at 2 following Jensen's RBI double. Now here's the righty Collins. He's hitting .217 on the year. It'll be a lefty-righty matchup. Go-ahead run for the Royals is 90 feet away. Infield defense playing in on the grass. Coming set is Liberatore. The first pitch. Four-seam fastball upstairs, clear out of the zone. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. Isaac Collins, the left fielder, hitting .217, 3 home runs, 20 RBIs in 66 games, a .635 OPS, lefty-righty matchup. Coming sets Liberatore, the 1-0. Uncle Charlie just high on the inside corner, and that'll bring the count to 2 balls and no strikes. Liberatore is from the stretch. Jensen leads off third. He comes set at the Birds. The 2-0 to Collins. Hit to the left side and past to diving Blaze Jordan into left field, into the corner for a base hit. Scoring easily as Jensen, and going into second with an RBI double is Collins, and the Royals now have a 3-2 lead. So right now, Matty Liberatore is leaving everything up and largely in the middle of the plate. The Royals are having no trouble taking advantage of this. So a runner on second with 1 out. It's a 3-2 Royal lead. Now here comes the lefty Massey. He's hitting .261 with 7 home runs, 24 RBIs in 57 games, a .744 OPS. He's down at second tonight. It's a lefty-lefty matchup. Runner at second with 1 out. 2 already in for the Royals here in the bottom of the second inning. Coming set at the Birds is Liberatore. The first pitch to Massey. Slider, strike, outside corner above the knees, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. Next pitch will be Liberatore's 32nd in 1 1/3 innings. Coming sets Liberatore. The 0-1 pitch. Head out to left field. Heading over towards the line is Nelson Velasquez. He's in the corner, and he just misses the ball. He absolutely should have made the play. Coming home is Collins all the way from second, and it is an RBI. And the Royals now take a 4-2 lead. That was a bad defensive miscue by Nelson Velasquez in left. He had it tracked down with plenty of space, and he just did not stick out his glove far enough. He had it tracked down. It was a routine catch in the corner, and he just missed it. Just missed it. Fourth run, third across here in the bottom of the second inning. A bad defensive job by Velasquez. No other way to put it. It's a bad job. Now, here's the righty Massey. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Coming sets Liberatore. Here's the pitch. Strike. Four-seam fastball on the outside corner. Up. The count is 0-1. Lane Thomas 0 for 1 with a ground out. 224, 5 home runs, 18 RBIs. It's a lefty-righty matchup. Runner leads off second with 1 out. Coming set is Liberatore. The 0-1. Fouled straight back on the slider in, and the count is now no balls and 2 strikes. Right now, just given how Liberatore is pitching, these kinds of defensive miscues, these are just outs that the Cardinals cannot afford to give away. Coming set is Liberatore. The 0-2 to Thomas. Curveball in the dirt and out of the zone. Not remotely tempted there was Thomas. The count is now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Back into the box is Thomas. Back onto the bump is Liberatore. He's waiting for his pitch from Pages. He comes set at the Birds. Here's the 1-2. A slider down and in, just a little too low. And the count comes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, no doubt the Cardinal offense has its work cut out for it. Runner leads off second with 1 out here, bottom of the second inning. Coming set is Liberatore, lefty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. Hit out to left field and in for a base hit. It goes all the way to the wall. The runner will score easily from second, and an RBI double for Thomas, and that will give the Royals a 5-2 lead. Right now, against Matthew Liberatore, it has been, quite frankly, it's been batting practice. All of these pitches they have hit have been in the middle of the plate and up, without exception. Now here comes the pitching coach having a little chat out there on the mound with Matthew Liberatore. I mean, there's only so many doubles you can give away in a single inning. 4 already across here in the bottom of the second for the Royals. And Lord knows you do not want to have to go to the bullpen in either the second or third inning. I mean, that's just death. Oh boy, OMG, yeah. Your feeling is proving correct, Fire Phoenix. All right, so the powwow has been broken up on the mound. Runner on second with 1 out. Already 4 across here in the bottom of the second for the Royals. Now here is Bobby Witt Jr. In his first at-bat, he had a solo home run. He was the first of the Royals 5 so far tonight. It's a lefty-righty matchup. Coming set at the Birds is Liberatore. The first pitch called strike. And the count is 0-1. Next pitch is going to be Libby's 40th. Runner on second with 1 out. He comes set at the Birds. The pitch. Hit to the right side and through the hole into right field for a base hit. Coming around, coming home is the runner. He will score. Going down to second is Bobby Witt to extend it, and he is in safely, beats the throw, and it is now a 6-1 Royal lead. 6-2 Royal lead. It just feels like 6-1. So right now, Liberatore, quite frankly, cannot get anybody out. And I don't know how at this point you just got to pull somebody in because he's completely ineffective. All of them are in the middle of the plate. All of it is up. Now here's Jack Caglione, lefty-lefty matchup. He's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Curveball down and away and out of the zone. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. Caglione, 208, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs this season with runners in scoring position. Coming set is Liberatore. The 1-0 to Caglione. Swinging strike on the slider down. Swings over the top of that one, did Caglione. Gordon Graceffo, the righty's getting hot down in the Cardinal pen, and not a moment too soon. Runner on second with 1 out. 5 already across. Coming sets Liberatore. He deals. A slider down. Keeping the front of him is Pages. It goes slightly into the dirt. Bobby Witt stays right there at second, and the count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. Coming set at the Birds is Liberatore. It's a 2-1 count to Caglione. The pitch. Just low on the outside corner, a 4-seam fastball. And now Caglione has himself in that classic 3-1 hitters count. Coming set is Liberatore. Witt leads off second. Here's the pitch. Hit to the right side. Field on a hop by Weatherall. He throws to first in time for the second out of the inning. Bobby Witt moves up 90 feet out to third. And so now there's a runner on third with 2 out, bottom of the second inning. 6-2 Royals. Gordon Graceffo still getting hot down there in the Cardinal pen. I don't see how you send Matty Liberatore out there for the third. I just don't. Now here's the righty Marte. He's 0 for 1. Here's the first pitch. Changeup down and away. Just missed the outside corner to the righty Marte. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Bobby Witt Jr. leads off third with 2 out. It's a 1-0 count. Lefty-righty matchup. Here's the 1-0. Uncle Charlie strike right down Broadway below the belt. He left the breaking ball up there. He's lucky that Marte decided to lay off. Count is 1-1. He comes set. He deals, hit to the right side and into right field, down the line, into the corner for a base hit. Fielding in the corner there is Jordan Walker. Scoring easily is Bobby Witt Jr., and that is an RBI double for Marte, and Kansas City now has a 7-2 lead. Stick a fork in him, folks. Matty Liberatore is done. Here comes Ollie Marmol. He is pulling Liberatore after 1 2/3 innings of work. 7 earned runs, assuming maybe one of them with the issue in left field with the glove of Velasquez. But he's still responsible for the runner at second. So here comes the righty Gordon Graceffo. And out goes Liberatore after 1 2/3 innings of work. Oh boy, you cannot have a worse start than Matthew Liberatore is having tonight out in Kansas City, folks. Well, all I can say, Joe Breeding, is I hope that burger is awfully good to help distract you from this awful start by Liberatore. You know, both he and Leahy, even though Leahy was generally okay yesterday, they've really been the 2 softest spots in this rotation. And boy, it always feels like they show up at the absolute worst time. They really do. Long story short is there can't be that big of a leash for these guys. And at the moment, there's clearly something of a dearth of reasonable alternatives. But I'd like to think that even the alternative could have done better than 7 runs in 1 2/3 innings of work. Yeah, it may be one of them. Maybe one of the worst fire pings. I'd have to go back and check. Delts leader, that was a disaster. You know it. Folly lets Libby pitch in the rotation again. He should be fired. All right. Thurman. That like hitting your brakes after the accident. Yeah. That's actually very well put. Ronald Lyle, about time. That should have been 3 runs ago. You're not wrong, Ronald. You're not wrong. Joe Breeding, Brother Joe. Now we have to call back. And it starts here. Now here's Gordon Graceffo, 33 2/3 innings pitch, a 2.14 ERA and a 0.92 whip. He comes in with a runner at second and 2 out. Here's the first pitch to Perez. Strike, and the count is 0-1. I believe the Royals have now officially batted around, this being, I believe, Perez's second at-bat of the inning. It's a righty-righty matchup. Runner leads off second. Coming set is Graceffo. And in motion, he falls and loses balance. So it's a balk. And so the runner moves from second to third on the play. It was just perfectly indicative of the entire inning. Graceffo begins coming wind. He loses balance on his right foot that's next to the rubber, and he can't follow through. It's called a balk, and so runner goes from second to third. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Hit down the left field side, fielded there by Wynn, throws to first in time, mercifully, for the third and final out of the inning. So, the Royals put 6 across there in the bottom of the frame. And so after 2 full innings of play, it is Kansas City 7 and the St. Louis Cardinals 2. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Going to top of 3, 7-2 Royals here in game 1 of 3. The long weekend set with the bizarre Saturday off day. Send him so he can be with his buddy Gorman. You know, I don't know if he has any options at the moment, honestly, but I mean, his performance certainly tonight has deserved that. He couldn't get a major league hitter out tonight. He really couldn't. Dobbins would probably take, I imagine Dobbins is probably, well, between the performance generally recently of Leahy and Liberatore, you know, Dobbins pretty much has himself a job. He'll get called back up. I'm fairly sure the reason they sent him down is because it was the day right after he started against the Mets, and they needed an arm that wasn't a null spot on the roster. So I would say there's a pretty good shot we end up seeing Libby again sometime fairly soon, I would think. Okay. See, John. Whoa, what? Did I just walk into 7-2 in the third? Good grief. Yeah, you did, see, John. But we're happy to have you here. I certainly am. Other than the score at the moment, I hope you're well tonight. Brother Joe, unfortunately, we have to work with these men. We only have so many. It's true enough. True enough. All right, we are here for the top of the third inning. Noah Cameron, the left-hander, has himself a 5-run lead to work with. And here comes Jordan Walker. Common wine, left-right matchup. Here's the pitch. Cutter strike, inside corner at the knees to the righty Jordan Walker. Count is 0-1. Jordan is 0 for 1 tonight. Common wine's Cameron. He deals. Swinging strike on the four-seam fastball up and in, 93 miles an hour. And the count is no balls and 2 strikes. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of Jordan Walker. Common wine. Here's the 0-2 to Walker. Swinging strike 3 on the slider in for the first out of the inning. So Walker goes down hacking. And here comes Nelson Velasquez, who he walked in his first at-bat. Even though most of the blame in that previous inning goes to Matthew Liberatore, that miscue catching that ball out and left was definitely on Velasquez. Here's the pitch. Strike, four-seam fastball inside corner at the belt, and the count is no balls, 1 strike. So Velasquez walked tonight. He's hitting .333 with 2 home runs. Here's the 0-1. Hit out to left center field. Going back, splitting the outfielders, and it goes all the way to the wall. Fielding out there in center. Picks it up, throws it back in. And Nelson Velasquez has himself a 1-out stand-up double in the top of the third inning. So that's a start of something. Now here is Alec Burleson. It'll be a lefty-lefty matchup. So a runner in scoring position with less than 2 out. Velasquez is down at second. Coming in is Burleson. Here's the pitch. Swinging strike, and the slider down and away and in the dirt. Count is 0-1. Burleson does not usually go after pitches that far out of the zone. He's usually pretty good in his pitch selection. Coming set is Cameron, the 0-1. Upstairs, a curveball nowhere near the zone, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Alec Burleson has himself a sac fly tonight, 285 and 13 home runs this year. The 1-1 pitch. Up and away, a cutter just out of the zone, a bit high, according to Blue behind home plate. And the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Runner leads off second with 1 out. Coming set is the lefty Cameron. Here's the 2-1 pitch. There's a fly ball out to left field. Underneath it is the left fielder. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Staying at second is Nelson Velasquez. Next pitch will be Noah Cameron's 50th. Now here's Mason Wynn, the right-hander. 0 for 1 with a lineout, hitting .233, 2 home runs, 26 RBIs in 65 games. It'll be a lefty-righty matchup with a runner on second and 2 out. Coming set is Noah Cameron. He deals. Foul back on the four-seam fastball up and away. And the count is 0-1 to Mason. And he steps back into the box. Hey, if the Cardinals have any chance in this game, getting the guy in from second right now would be a good start. Here's the 0-1. A four-seam fastball up and away and out of the zone. That brings the count to 1-1. Now we're making the pitcher look like Nolan Ryan. Perhaps so. Coming set is Cameron. He deals to Win. Inside, a four-seam fastball well off the inside corner. And the count is 2-1. Hey, Mason Wynn _prods. How you doing, Max? Good to see you. Infield defense clearly shaded towards left. Here's the pitch. Change-up strike right down Broadway, 81 miles an hour. Left middle, and the count is 2-2 to the righty hitting shortstop for St. Louis. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of Mason Wynn, who steps out and takes a couple of practice hacks. And he's back in the box, and time is resumed. Velasquez leads off second. It's a 2-2 count, lefty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. It's ruled a ball, challenged immediately there by the catcher for an ABS challenge. So it's either a 3-2 count or a strikeout looking. And it's a strikeout looking. The call of a ball is overturned. It's a strike, and that's the third out of the inning. So, no runs, 1 hit, no walks, 1 left on. After 2.5 innings of play, it is the Kansas City Royals 7 and the St. Louis Cardinals 2. I'm Paul D, and regardless of the current score, if you're enjoying my call of Redbird action here tonight on Game Mike, please do leave a like. The growing channel benefits from it more than you can know, in addition to having my deep appreciation. Do you want to see more? By all means, subscribe. Would love to have you aboard. With that said, me here, you here, and this is Bombers Game Mike. 7-2 Royals going to the bottom of the third. All right. We just got to start chipping away. Yeah, that's absolutely true, Justin. Somewhere. Why isn't Mason Wynn batting 8th? That's a question you'd have to ask to Ollie Marmol. I do not know what his thinking is there. Let's see. Well, basically in that situation, it's interesting because amazingly for the Cardinal order tonight, 6 through 9, interestingly enough, all right-handed hitters, something you seldom see. Newt is obviously getting the night off. And, of course, Church is sitting down against the left-hander. All right, we are back for the bottom of the third inning. 7-2 Royals. Due up for the Royals here in the bottom of the third is Jensen, followed by Lofton and Collins. Graceffo in for relief last inning for Matthew Liberatore, who lasted 1 2/3 innings. He's out for his second frame. It's a righty-lefty matchup. Graceffo, he comes wine. The first pitch to lefty Jensen. Chopped down the first base side and out of play, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. Carter Jensen 1 for 1 with an RBI double and a run scored, hitting .238 with 9 home runs, 38 RBIs, a .728 OPS in 68 games. It's an 0-1 count. Coming wind is Graceffo, the 0-1. There's a fly ball to left center field. Tracking it down is Velasquez. He makes the catch in left center for the first out of the inning. So some slight order restored on the right arm of Gordon Graceffo. Stepping into the box is the righty, the third baseman, Lofton. He's 0 for 1. This will be a righty-righty matchup. Nobody on with 1 out, bottom of the third inning. 7-2 Royals. Coming winds Graceffo. He deals a four-seam fastball low. It had the plate, did not have the height. The count is 1-0. Graceffo has his pitch from Pages. He winds the 1-0 pitch. Four-seam fastball down and away out of the zone, clocked at 96 miles an hour, and the count is now 2 balls and no strikes. Right now, Graceffo has one job, keep him at 7. He comes wine, the 2-0 pitch. Check swing on the slider down and away. Did he go? Yes, says Blue down the first baseline. That'll bring the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. A good sharp slider down and away from the righty Lofton could not check his swing. Coming wind is Graceffo, the 2-1. Head out to left center field, and it will fall in and go all the way to the wall. Rounding first, going into second is Lofton with a stand-up double and 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. So, Lofton has himself a stand-up double, and that leaves a runner on second with 1 out. That was a four-seam fastball, middle in, knee high. Lofton just dropped the barrel of the bat on that thing, split the outfielders, and there is your result. Now here's the lefty Collins. He's 1 for 1. It's a righty-lefty matchup. Runner on second with 1 out. Coming set is Graceffo at the Birds. Here's the first pitch. Hit to the right side and foul, and just foul. And that's the first strike. So 7-2 Royals. They put up a 6 spot back in the bottom of the second. Matthew Liberatore was nothing even approaching effective tonight in his start. Coming set at the Birds is Graceffo. Runner leads off second. The 0-1 pitch. Hit on out into right field. Right there is Jordan Walker. He catches it on the fly, tosses it back in. And staying right there at second is Lofton. He is not going to test the arm of Jordan Walker out there and right by trying to go to third. And that's the second out of the inning. Now, here's Michael Massey, the left-handed hitting second baseman, 0 for 1 with a run scored, 259, 7 home runs, 24 RBIs. It's a righty-lefty matchup. Leading off second is Lofton. Coming set is Graceffo, the first pitch to Massey. Four-seam fastball down and away for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Massey's quickly back into the box. Graceffo has his pitch from Pages. He comes set at the stretch. The pitch. A slider down and in, well out of the zone. And the count is 2 balls, no strikes. Looks like a lovely night out there at Kauffman Stadium. I've been there before. A really nice place to see a ball game, albeit not this one. Coming set is Graceffo. Righty-lefty matchup. He sets at the Birds. The 2-0 pitch. Changeup down and away and clear out of the zone, and the count is now 3 balls and no strikes. I think we can come back. I hope so, Eric Boyce. I always think they have a chance because they have a good offense, generally speaking. Coming set is Graceffo. The 3-0 to Massey. Taking all the way, a four-seam fastball strike. Outside corner, about thigh high. Clocked at 96 miles an hour. The count is 3-1. Runner leads off second with 2 outs. It's a 3-1 count to the left-hand hitting Massey. Coming set is Graceffo. The pitch. Hit down the left field line and slicing out of play on the four-seam fastball in. And the count is now 3 balls and 2 strikes to Massey. The Fountains have always been very impressive there, too. Even better in person. Graceffo is back on the bump. Runner leads off second with 2 outs, a full count. Bottom of the third inning, 7-2 Royals. Coming set is Graceffo. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Up and away, ball 4. Taken all the way is Massey. And that'll put puts runners on first and second with 2 out in the bottom of the third inning. And now the Royals are back to the top of the order. The leadoff man, Thomas, himself tonight is 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. It'll be a righty-righty matchup. Runners on first and second with 2 outs, 7-2 Royals. Here's the first pitch from Graceffo. A sinker just missed the inside corner for a ball, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Thomas is back into the box. Runners lead off first and second. Pages dials in his pitch com. Coming set is Graceffo. The pitch. Strike. Four-seam fastball. Outside corner thigh high. And the count is 1-1. Right now, one way or another, you get the feeling so long as he's not totally ineffective, Gordon Graceffo is going to be taking one for the team there, in all likelihood. He comes set at the Birds. The 1-1 pitch. A slider down and away, just off the plate for a ball. And the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Next pitch will be Gordon Graceffo's 20th in relief of Liberatore. He comes set at the Birds. Runners on first and second. The pitch, swinging strike on the slider, down and away, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Graceffo is 1 strike away from potentially getting out of this thing here. Everybody here would be largely in favor of that, or at least most of us. Coming set is Graceffo. He deals. Fouled back on the four-seam fastball in. Clocked 97 miles an hour. I'm going to get to do 2-2 all over again. And Graceffo's back onto the bump. He comes set. He deals. Fouled back on the slider, up and away, 91 miles an hour. And we'll get to do 2-2 again. One thing is for sure. None of these hitters, regardless of score, almost ever given up an at-bat. Not even just for team reasons, but for their own professional prospects. They just can't afford it. Runners lead off first and second with 2 out. It's 7-2 Royals in the bottom of the third inning. Coming set is Graceffo. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Hit to the right side and foul on the curveball in. Clocked at 84 miles an hour. There's just no relenting in the professional game. It's actually impressive to see, if not at times frustrating to watch. Certainly if it's not going in the favor of your own team, no doubt. And there's a lot of red in the stands here tonight at Kauffman. Coming set is Graceffo. The 2-2 pitch. Hit to the right side. Fielded there on a couple of hops by Weatherall. He throws to first in time for the final out of the inning. So, The Royals, they leave a couple on. They do not amazingly get any across. We head to the top of the fourth inning. It is 7-2 Royals down in this first of 3 weekend set in Kansas City. I'm Paul D. And score aside, if you're enjoying my Call of Redbird action here on Game Mike tonight, please do leave a like. It helps the channel out a ton, and I am very grateful for it. You want to see more, by all means, subscribe. We'd love to have you aboard. 7-2 Royals going top of 4. Now, due up for the Cardinals in the top of the fourth inning, you'll have Blaze Jordan, followed by Jose Fermin, and then Pedro Pages, 7, 8, 9 in the Cardinal order. "75 likes. Research shows that if you like the stream, the Cardinals will in fact play better." Justin, I wish that were the case. I really do, for so many reasons. David Hodge, let's get some runners on base and get some runs. Yeah, at least that would make it more entertaining, to be sure. You just want the Cardinals to show some life here. I mean, really, that's at the moment. I think that's basically what any of us could hope for. Maybe this will wake up Ollie and take Libby out of the rotation. Eric Boyce, do you think we can make a comeback? Yeah, of course I do. I mean, 5 runs is not insurmountable. It isn't. And the Cardinals do have a good offense. You still have Newt on the bench, largely getting the night off. It's a very fine thing, to be sure. Nate Church is on that bench too right now, which is great. Jimmy Crooks is sitting there. Not Jimmy Crooks being, not the greatest option offensively yet as a left-handed bat, but yeah. Now, here's the first pitch. Hit out there to left field and shallow left, giving chase, and it falls into left field for a lead-off single by Blaze Jordan on the first pitch from Noah Cameron. And there's a lead-off single for the Cardinals starting off the top of the fourth inning. They just came right back from commercial. Next thing you know, the ball was in the air and into shallow left field. Lofton really tried to track that thing down from third. It was just out of his reach. So Blaze Jordan, 1 for 2. And now here's the right-handed hitting Jose Fermin. He's in center field tonight. He's 0 for 1. It's a lefty-righty matchup. Leading off first is Blaze Jordan. Here's the pitch. Up and away, a changeup out of the zone, 78 miles an hour. And the count is 1 ball, no strike. That was the 56th pitch from Cameron. 263, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs, and 41 games for Fermin. Coming set is Cameron. The 1-0 pitch. Fouled down the right field side and out of play on the cutter in. The count is 1-1. Infield defense for the Royals very heavily shaded towards left with the right-handed hitting Fermin. Coming sets Cameron. He deals. A curveball just missed the inside corner. It's clear off the plate. And the count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. Blaze Jordan takes his lead off first. Coming set below the letters is Cameron. The pitch. Check swing, but called a strike. Change up on the outside corner. That evens out the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right now, it's very simple when you're down 5 runs. Just get on base. Nothing special. Just keep passing the baton and get on base. Coming set is Cameron, the 2-2. Fouled straight back on the 4-seam fastball up 94 miles an hour. Count remains 2-2. It's a lefty-righty matchup with the lefty Noah Cameron on the mound. He wears those semi-transparent goggles when on the bump. He comes set. Time is called by the home plate umpire. Appears to be at the behest of Fermin. Cameron was just taking too long on the rubber. And I can't blame them. We just got to work this pitcher. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Runner leads off first. Here's the pitch. A curveball in the dirt. Keeping it in front of him is the catcher. Staying down there at first is Blaze Jordan, and that brings the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. On deck is the catcher, the right-handed hitting Pedro Pages. And in the hole is left-hand hitting J.J. Weatherall. Pajes himself is 0 for 1 tonight. So runner on first, nobody out. It's a full count to Fermin. Lefty-righty matchup. Coming set from the stretch is Cameron. He deals. Hit out to left field. Coming in, and it falls in for a base hit. And now that'll put runners on first and second and nobody out. It was largely in on the hands there of Fermin. He basically fisted the thing out there into shallow left. Came down just in time. Left field had to play it on a hop. And that puts runners on first and second, nobody out. And here comes the right-handed hitting catcher, Pedro Pajes. Lefty-righty matchup. Cameron deals. Strike, changeup down Broadway, clock 79 miles an hour. And the count is no balls, 1 strike. Once again, just get on base, pass that baton. Coming set is Cameron. He's at the stretch. He deals. A curveball high, clear out of the zone. The count is 1-1. J.J. Weatherall, he's on deck. And in the hole is Herrera. Infield defense largely shaded towards left with the right-handed hitting Pajes. Fermin is not being held on first. Coming set is Cameron. He deals. Curveball swinging strike on the curveball down and into Pajes. Doing a bit of a favor there for Noah Cameron. And the count is 1-2 strikes. Hey, White Shadow, great to see ya. Now stepping slowly back into the box is Pedro Pajes. In fact, he called time to extend his little break there. He's now back into the box. He's 0 for 1 with a pop out. Runners on first and second, nobody out. It's a 1-2 count. Lefty-righty matchup. Coming set at the stretch is Cameron. He holds. And holds. Here's the 1-2. Hit to the left side and just foul past third on the curveball in. And the count remains 1-2 strikes. Scott Reed, Biloxi. 15 inches of rain today. Jeez, Scott Reed. Well, I'm glad you're here. That's a lot of rain. Biloxi has entered the chat. Yeah, seriously. Runners lead off first and second, nobody out. Pedro Pajes looks like he changed bats there. Might have cracked it on that foul ball. Back onto the bump is Noah Cameron. This will be his 67th pitch. He comes set below the letters. And he deals. Fouled straight back on the four-seam fastball in on the hands to Pajes. Clocked at 93 miles an hour. And the count remains 1-2 strikes. Yeah, seriously, are you making out all right there, Scott? That's a lot of rain. Here's the 1-2. A curveball down and away and in the dirt. Holding up on that trigger there is Pajes. And the count comes even at 2-2 strikes. A heat index of 111 today. Wow, that is hot. Coming set is Noah Cameron, the 2-2. A changeup up and away. It was high and above the belt. And the count is now full, 3-2 strikes. So right now, the Cardinals' bottom of the order is working Noah Cameron. It's a full count here to Pedro Pajes with the runners on first and second. Nobody out, top of the fourth inning. Coming set, he deals. Swinging strike 3 on the changeup, down and in. Swinging over the top of that one was Pedro Pajes for the first out of the inning. So, in unfortunate circumstances there, Pajes misses that changeup down and in, which I can't imagine that's exactly where Cameron wanted it, but he'll take the swing and miss. Now here's J.J. Weatherall. It's a lefty-lefty matchup. He's 2 for 2. Here's the pitch. Hit down the left field line, giving chase of the left fielder into the corner. And it goes just foul around the pole, and the count is 1 strike. So that is Cameron's 71st pitch in 3 1/3 inning of work. Runners on first and second with 1 out. 7-2 Royals, top of the fourth inning. It's an 0-1 count. Lefty-lefty matchup. Coming sets Cameron. He deals. Head on out there to right field. Coming in as the right fielder. He makes the catch on the run. And it looks like both of the runners will stay at first and second. And that is the second out of the inning. That just hit off the very end of the bat for J.J. Weatherholt. Stayed up a little too long. Allowed Marte to come charging in and make the catch on the run for the second out of the inning. And here comes Ivan Herrera. I'm making a lefty-righty matchup. He's 0 for 1. Will he get plunked? That's the question. Coming sets Cameron. The first pitch to Herrera. Changeup bounces out in front of home plate for a ball. And the count is 1-0. Ivan Herrera, he has a walk and a run scored tonight. One of the two scored by the Cardinals early on. Infield defense largely played back and shaded towards the left. Cummins sets Cameron, the 1-0. And it hits Herrera. My goodness, it actually gets a piece of his elbow armor there. And so he gets yet another hit by pitch. My goodness. And there's absolutely no reason this would be done intentionally here. But I started saying it yesterday. It's like the baseball is magnetically attracted to the body of Ivan Herrera. He is getting hit every single night. And it's not like he's hanging out over the plate either. This guy is a big right-handed open stance. Yeah, it just kind of caught the sleeve there with the Stifle insurance ad there on the left sleeve there for Herrera. So the bases are loaded with 2 out. Now, this should bring, I believe this is none other than Jordan Walker. Walker is 0 for 2 tonight, but he comes up here with the bases loaded and 2 out. Oh, I'll say it for you, Thurman. The pond is full of ducks. Next pitch is going to be the 75th for Noah Cameron. Lefty-righty matchup. Walker's 0 for 2. Here's the first pitch to Jordan. A changeup called a ball inside. Just missed the plate. Count is 1-0. Nobody is challenging it. In his career, he's hitting .323 with the bases loaded. 1 home run, 25 RBIs is Jordan Walker. Coming set is Cameron. Here's the 1-0. Swinging strike on the curveball down and in. And the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. Back into the box is Walker, moving in slowly. Time is resumed by the home plate umpire. Looking in for the pitch is Noah Cameron. He comes set, lefty-righty matchup. He's from the stretch. He deals. Swinging strike on the four-seam fastball upstairs, 93 miles an hour. Could not keep up with the cheddar there. Could Jordan Walker, and the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the bases are loaded with 2 out. They'll be going on contact. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of Jordan Walker, who's clearly trying to slow things down here. A hit would definitely make a world of difference in this game for the Cardinals, even if it stays in the park. Coming set is Cameron. Here's the 1-2. Upstairs, a four-seam fastball checked his swing, and that's confirmed by Blue down the first baseline, and the count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. This season with runners in scoring position, he's hitting .310 with 7 home runs. So runners lead them all off all the bases. The pond is full of ducks. Coming sets Cameron, the 2-2. Hit to the left side. Picked up there on a hop by Bobby Witt Jr., but he cannot get a handle on it. Everybody's safe. The run will score, and it is now a 7-3 Royal lead. However, Bobby Witt Jr. at short on the play did seem to injure himself, but it is an infield single and RBI for Jordan Walker. It was a ground ball on a couple of hops to Bobby Witt Jr. at short. He ranged to his right, picked it up in the shallow left field grass, rolled over but couldn't get a handle on it. He hurt himself somehow, so we're going to have to see on the replay what might have happened here. I'm not exactly sure how he harmed himself, but it happened when he was rolling over trying to get a handle on the ball in the transfer between glove and throwing hand. It looks like he came down awkward, maybe on his right knee. That's my best guess. But whatever the case, that brings a run across, and it is now a 7-3 Royal lead. And the bases do remain loaded for the righty Nelson Velasquez. The trainer and the skipper are out there having the look at Bobby Witt Jr. at short. As is Bobby Witt Jr.'s custom, that Royal jersey, both top and bottom, is full of dirt stains and grass stains. That man is a full body act. He brings all of it into his game. The next pitch from Cameron is going to be his 80th in 3 2/3 innings of work. So for those who have wanted the Cardinals to work Noah Cameron, they've certainly been doing that. So they already have one across here. And the righty, the left fielder tonight, Nelson Velasquez, is due up against the lefty Noah Cameron. Sam, Nelson Velasquez owes us. I think he has redemption on the brain. He's 1 for 1 with a walk and a double. He's into the box. Coming set is the southpaw, Noah Cameron, the first pitch. A changeup just misses the inside corner, and that'll bring the count to 1 ball, no strikes. That was the 80th pitch. Looking in for the pitch com is Noah Cameron. He comes south. He comes set. Lefty-righty matchup. The 1-0 pitch. In the dirt. Gets away there from the catcher, but staying at third is the runner. It is ruled a ball, and the count is 2-0. So Perez actually did a fine job keeping that in front of him, and the runner stayed 90 feet away. Stepping slowly back into the box is Nelson Velasquez. In his career with the bases loaded, he's 4 for 16 with a home run and 16 RBIs. Coming set is Cameron, the 2-0 to Velasquez. Changeup, strike, outside corner, thigh high, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Bases loaded with 2 out, 1 already across. 7-3 Royals, top of the 4th inning. Lefty-righty matchup. Coming set at the stretch is Noah Cameron. He deals. Check swing. Did he go around? Yes, says Blue down the first baseline. It was a changeup up and away. And the count is now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As far as Velasquez is here, it'd be nice for him to get some good wood on the pitch. But really, it's just all about passing the batons when you're down 4. Back into the box is the righty Velasquez. Coming set at the stretch is Cameron. Bases loaded with 2 outs, a 2-2 count. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Hit down the third base side and foul. It was a slider in. And the count remains 2-2. Moving once again slowly back into the box is Nelson Velasquez. Bases loaded, 2 outs, a 2-2 count. Top of the 4th, 7-3. Coming sets Cameron. He deals. Called strike 3, curveball inside corner, thigh high. So Velasquez strikes out looking with the bases loaded. However, the Cardinals do get 1 back. And we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is a 7-3 Royal lead. And so after 3.5 innings of play, it is Kansas City 7 and St. Louis 3. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. I would have really liked if they had at least gotten 1 more across there. The one thing you can say at the very least is that, 1, they've been working Cameron. That's a big positive. You know, he's into his 80s pitch count-wise after 4 innings, which is certainly a positive development for the Cardinals. But, you know, when you have the bases loaded like that, you really do need to take your opportunities when you can get them, because you can never be sure when it'll come around again. However, it does at least ensure that they remain in this game. Due up in the bottom of the 4th inning for the Royals will be Bobby Witt Jr., followed by Jack Caglione, and then Marte. At the moment, out there on the mound, they still have Graceffo. As far as I can tell, there has been no significant action that I am aware of down in the Cardinal bullpen. I have to imagine that Gordon Graceffo is going to be taking one for the team in as far and as long as possible. Hopkinsville, Kentucky in the house. Good to see you, Dave Elliott. No, that's very true, Brother Joe. You can't leave ducks on the pond like that. You can't. But we'll see what happens from here. Like I was saying earlier, someone was asking me, can they come back? Well, sure, yeah. They have an offense that's capable of that, certainly. However, they still have the burden and obligation of actually doing so. All right, we are back for the bottom of the fourth inning. Here is the righty Bobby Witt Jr. Here's the pitch. Up and in. And Bobby Witt Jr. has been pinch hit for the righty Tolbert. It's a 1-0 count. So they're undoubtedly taking him out here, at least out of an abundance of precaution. Tyler Tolbert, 17 at-bats, is here hitting .235. Righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. Four-seam fastball down and in for a ball, and the count is 2-0. So Bobby Witt Jr. down there at shortstop, he has been removed from the game. Now here's Tyler Tolbert. It's a 2-0 count with nobody on, nobody out, bottom of the fourth inning. Coming set is Graceffo. He deals. Strike. Four-seam fastball, outer third below the belt, and the count is 2-1 strike. And when you have a talent like Bobby Witt Jr., obviously you want to protect him, and that's very understandable. Coming set at the Birds is Graceffo. The 2-1 pitch. Up and away, a four-seam fastball called a ball, and the count is now 3-1 strike to Tolbert. Fair enough, Andy. Fair enough. Coming set is Graceffo. The 3-1 pitch. Fouled straight back on the four-seam fastball down Broadway, clocked at 94 miles an hour, and the count is full 3-2 to the righty Tolbert. Once again, he is pinch hitting for the presumably injured Bobby Witt Jr. On the play that allowed the Cardinal run to score. Back onto the bump is Graceffo. It's a righty-righty matchup. He comes set at the Birds. He's from the stretch. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Fouled straight back on the four-seam fastball, in on the hands, and the count remains 3-2. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the fourth inning. 7-3 Kansas City. Coming set is Graceffo. The 3-2 pitch. Ball four on the slider, down and away. So Tolbert works a leadoff walk in the bottom of the fourth inning. And now here comes Jack Caglione, the first baseman. That'll make it a righty-lefty matchup. Caglione is 0 for 2. So Tolbert leads off first after the leadoff walk. Righty-lefty matchup. Coming set at the Birds is Graceffo. The first pitch to Caglione. A changeup down and away, just a little too low. Had the plate, but called a ball, not challenged by Pajes. And the count is 1 ball, no strikes. Tolbert leads off first. Takes a decent lead. Coming set, it is Graceffo. The pitch. Four-seam fastball low, below the knees. It was right down Broadway, had all the plate, but it's 2-0. Caglione is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out, hitting .265 with 8 home runs, 20 RBIs. Graceffo comes set at the Birds. Throws over to first. Back in time is Tolbert with the head first slide. And we get to wait for a little bit longer for the 2-0 pitch. Caglione, part of this core for Kansas City. Righty-lefty matchup. Runner leads off first. Nobody out, bottom of the fourth. It's a 2-0 count. Now here's the pitch. Hit out to left field. Going back in front of the track. Looking up, and it is gone. A 2-run home run the other way for Jack Caglione, and that will give the Royals a 9-2 lead. Jack Caglione just takes the ball the other way, deposits it about 2 or 3 rows deep beyond the wall in left field, and now the Royals have a 9-3 lead in the bottom of the 4th inning. That thing was on the middle third away, about belt high, and Caglione just went with it, had all the distance. It was definitely not a wall warrior shot. Now here comes Marte. The right-hander is 1 for 2. Here's the pitch. Hit to the left side, into left field, and in for a base hit. So a single by Marte puts a runner on first in the bottom here of the 4th inning. 2 already across in the bottom of the 4th, following the Oppo Taco 2-run home run by Jack Caglione. That was the 35th pitch for Gordon Graceffo. Now here comes the right-hitting catcher Perez. He's 1 for 2. It's a righty-righty matchup with a runner on first, nobody out, bottom of the 4th. 9-3 Kansas City. Coming set is Graceffo. He deals. Check swing on the slider down in the way. Did he go? No, says Blue down the first baseline. And the count is 1 ball, no strikes. Perez wears the C on his jersey here for Kansas City. Coming set is Graceffo. The 1-0 pitch. Hit to the left side and foul. Just foul down the third baseline. Count is 1-1. Tolbert was off and going on the play, but he has to head on back there with the foul ball. Correction, that is not Tolbert. Not at all Tolbert. Nope, that's Marte. Correction. Marte heads back. Salvador Perez 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. Marte leads off first. Coming set at the Birds is Graceffo. He deals. Foul down the first base side, now to play on the 4-seam fastball up and away, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rajic and Brule are up in the pen, both the righty and lefty respectively. Rajic was called up today from Memphis. Originally pointed out there, I believe, in the chat by Justin Beasley. They sent down Roycroft. Coming set is Graceffo. Here's the 1-2 to Perez. Hit out there to center field. Right there is Fermin. He makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Throwing back to first and back in time is Marte. And that's the first out of the inning. Barely had to move, did Fermin. It was a low-lining fly ball right into center field. Barely had to move. Marte was off and running with it, but he was back in time to beat the throw. Now here's the lefty Jensen. He's 1 for 2. So there's a runner on first with 1 out, bottom of the 4th inning. 2 already in this frame for Kansas City. It's a 9-3 Royal lead. Coming set is Graceffo, righty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. Swinging strike on the slider in, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. That was the 40th pitch for Graceffo. Back in the box is Jensen. Marte leads off first with 1 out. Coming set at the stretch is Graceffo. The 0-1 pitch. A changeup misses the outside corner. It was thigh high, ruled a ball, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Coming set is Graceffo. He holds. Here's the 1-1. Curveball strike. Right down Broadway, just below the belt. He gets the call, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to the lefty Jensen, the 6-hitter and DH tonight for Kansas City. There is 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2 already in for Kansas City this frame. Marte leads off first. Here's the pitch. 4-seam fastball just high, and that evens out the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Infield defense shaded clearly towards right with the left-handed hitter. Runner leads off first. Graceffo comes set at the Birds. Here's the 2-2. A changeup down and in the dirt, called a ball, and the count is now 3-2 to Jensen. very long bottom halves of the innings so far here in Game 1 of 3 of this very odd weekend set. They get the Unicorn Saturday off day. I think it has something to do with scheduling regarding the World Cup. Marte leads off first. It's a full count to Jensen, righty-lefty matchup. There is one out in the bottom of the 4th inning. 9-3 Kansas City. Coming set is Graceffo. He deals. Foul tipped on the slider in. Off on the play there was Marte, so he has to go back yet again. He's getting some indoor, or rather outdoor, track training here since reaching first base. It's a full count to Jensen. The runner on first, one out, bottom of the 4th. It's a full count. 9-3 Royals. Looking in is Graceffo. He comes set at the stretch. The pitch. Foul back on the four-seam fastball, up and away. Clocked at 94 miles an hour. And the count remains 3-2. That was the 46th pitch for Graceffo. So he has definitely been putting in a lot of work, a lot of exertion. Graceffo comes set. Here's a 3-2. There goes the runner. Hit to the right side and through the hole and into right field for a base hit. Picked up on the track in the corner is Jordan Walker. Going all the way over to third is Marte from first. And that'll put runners, correction, it is a one-out double, and runners are on second and third with one out. Marte went from first to third on the play. So a fine piece of hitting there by Jensen. Just gets past the glove at first of Alec Burleson. And the Royals have runners on second and third with one out. And here comes Ollie Marmol. Let's see who he's going to. He's going to the righty, Racek. Just called up from AAA Memphis. Sent down for Roycroft. So there goes Gordon Graceffo. And we have ourselves a pitching change. The third baseman, Lofton, is due up. So Marmol goes to the pen with runners on second and third and one out in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2 already in for Kansas City this frame. They have a 9-3 lead. And right now, Graceffo exits this game with runners on second and third and one out. He's still responsible for both of those runners. So we await the pitching change. And right now, this is going to be a game that at the very least puts strain on the underbelly of the Cardinals bullpen, such as they have an underbelly at the moment. I think there's quite a few people that could qualify in that particular subset of the pen at the moment. Take your pick. Yeah, 2 whistles would be very, very much appreciated. So we await the call up from AAA Memphis, the righty. And he is on the bump. It appears that he has completed his warm-up tosses. Down in AAA this year, 26 games, a 4-2 record, a 2.88 ERA, and a 110 whip. 14 walks against 46 strikeouts, so good numbers down in AAA. And boy, it would be nice if they translated to the big league club right now. Runners on second and third with one out. He's facing the righty Lofton. He's 1 for 2. Here's the first pitch. A four-seam fastball up and away, and the count is 1-0. Coming set is Racing. Here's the pitch. Hit to the left side and pass. Plays Jordan into left field, into the corner for a base hit. At least 2 runners will score, and that is an RBI double for the righty Lofton, and that will give Kansas City an 11-3 lead here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Right now, this Cardinal pitching cannot get out of its own way. And so that puts a runner on second with one out following the 2 RBI double by Lofton. And right now, this thing has gotten very much out of hand. Now, here's the 8-hitter, the lefty Collins. He's 1 for 2. Here's the pitch. Curveball down and in, just getting out of the way is Collins. Count is 1-0. Coming set is Racek. The 1-0 pitch. Called a strike. 4-seam fastball down and in, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Coming set is Racek. The 1-1. There's a fly ball out to right field. Going back in front of the track is Jordan Walker. He's camped underneath it. He makes the catch. He tosses it back in. Heading over to third on the sacrifice fly is Lofton. So it is a sacrifice fly for the second out of the inning. Lofton moves from second to third on the play. And there are finally 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth inning. So right now, the Royals, they're just keeping the pressure on, taking every opportunity they can get. Now, here's a left-handed hitting 9-hitter, Massey, the second baseman. He's 0 for 1. Here's our righty-lefty matchup with a runner on third and 2 out. 11-3 Royals. Here's the pitch. Curveball strike right down Broadway, 83 miles an hour. And the count is 0-1. Coming set is Racek below the belt. He deals. There's a fly ball down the left field line. Given chases Blaze Jordan into foul territory. And it comes up against the netting down the stands of the left field line. And the count is 0-2 to Massey. 11-3 Royals in the bottom of the fourth inning. They have put up a 4 spot here. Runner on third with 2 outs. An 0-2 count to the lefty Massey. Coming set is Racek. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Chop foul down the first base side. Now to play on the curveball down and in. Massey is back into the box. Coming set below the belt is Racek. The 0-2 pitch. A curveball bounces on top of the plate for a ball, and the count is 1-2. So right now, Racek here, fresh out of AAA at the moment for the rightly demoted Chris Roycroft. He's looking to get order and get this game moving again. Here's the pitch. 4-seam fastball upstairs out of the zone, 96 miles an hour. And the count is 2-2. No, this Cardinal pitching tonight has not been able to get out of its own way. Lofton stands down at third. He has a 2 RBI double earlier. Coming set is Racek. The 2-2 pitch. 4-seam fastball up and away out of the zone, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Back onto the bump is Racek. Back into the box is Massey. Righty-lefty matchup. It's a 3-2 count. Runner on third with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Foul tipped on the curveball down and in, and that will keep us going here at 3-2. 12 pitches so far, and early relief here by Racek. He comes set at the belt. Here's a 3-2 pitch. There's a fly ball out to left field, giving chase at the track. In front of the track, at the track is Velasquez. He makes the catch for the third and mercifully final out of the bottom of the fourth inning. A long bottom of the fourth inning for the St. Louis Cardinals, no doubt. And after 4 full innings of play, It is Kansas City 11 and the St. Louis Cardinals 3. They put up a 4 spot in the bottom of the 4th inning. So we head to the top of the 5th. It is 11-3 Kansas City here in Game 1 of the 3-game weekend set. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Pius, let me see your war face. I appreciate that levity, Delta Leader. I usually wait until the 7th, but I'm going to get me a beer early. This pitching is less than optimal, to put it nicely. Yeah, drink well, Delta Leader. You've earned it in this occasion, that's for sure. Sam Foreman. He makes that catch, but he couldn't make the easy catch in the 2nd inning. Go figure, yeah. Yeah. That is the deal there. When you give major league lineups, even for teams that are, the Royals are not great this year. We know that. But even a lineup like Kansas City, you give them extra outs. You're basically signing your own death warrant there as a major league team, and certainly as the pitcher allows it, or in that case, the outfielder who commits, functionally the error. Well, in any case, due up here in the top of the 5th inning for the Cardinals, we'll have Alec Burleson, followed by Mason Wynn and Blaze Jordan. Alec Burleson does have an RBI tonight to his name. Mason Wynn is 0 for 2. Here's the first pitch to Alec Burleson. Called a ball, a 4-seam fastball in, and the count is 1 ball and no strike, top of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. Slider down and away, clear out of the zone. The count is now 2-0. It's a lefty-lefty matchup with the lefty Cameron against the lefty Burleson, who's 0 for 1. Top of the 5th inning, 11-3 Kansas City. Coming sets Cameron, the 2-0 pitch. 4-seam fastball strike, outside corner thigh high, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Cameron's coming up on his 90th pitch here. He deals. Foul down the third base side, now to play on the cutter, and the count comes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So nobody on, nobody out. Top of the 5th inning, 11-3 Kansas City. It's a 2-2 count. Coming set is Noah Cameron. He deals to Burleson. Swinging strike 3 on the sinker up, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Going down hacking is Alec Burleson on the sinker up. He actually swung underneath that one. There's the first out. Now here comes Mason Wynn. He's 0 for 2 with a line out and a strikeout. 232, 2 home runs, 26 RBIs in 65 games. Is the righty hitting shortstop for St. Louis. And into the box is Wynn. Coming winds Cameron. He deals. 4-seam fastball up and away and out of the zone. Count is 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A changeup down and in the dirt, and the count is 2-0 to Mason Wynn. Quite a deficit here for the Redbirds here in the top of the 5th. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Strike, sinker, inside corner thigh high to Mason Wynn, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Coming wind is Noah Cameron. He deals. Fouled straight back on the 4-seam fastball up and in. Clock 93 miles an hour to Mason Wynn, and the count is even 2-2. From the full wind is Cameron. The 2-2 pitch. Foul tipped on the curveball down and in. Just got a piece of that one, did Mason Wynn. And the count remains even at 2-2. They switch up the baseballs. It's really extraordinary. On average, between 90 and 120 different baseballs are used in a standard Major League Baseball game. Coming wind is Cameron. He deals. Hit on out there to left center field and in for a base hit. Splits the outfielders, goes all the way to the track. Coming in, standing up with a 1-out double is Mason Wynn. And so a little bit of offensive action there off the bat of Mason Wynn. Then the Cardinals have a runner on second with one out in the top of the fifth inning. So it looked to be a changeup that was left up and away. And then Mason Wynn manages to split the outfielders. It's picked up right on the track. He's into second, standing up easily with a double. Now here comes Blaze Jordan, lefty-righty matchup. He's 1 for 2. Here's the pitch. Strike, sinker, inside corner at the knees to the righty Blaze Jordan. The count is 0-1. Blaze is 1 for 2 tonight. Runner leads off second. From the stretch is Cameron. He deals. Hit on out to right field. Charging in is the right fielder. He makes a sliding grab for the second out of the inning. Marte put on a very, very slick play to catch that ball out and right. Came charging in, a feet-first slide, managed to pull it on in, and that's the second out of the inning off the bat of Blaze Jordan. That thing did not have a lot of hang time on it. Mason Wynn stays that second, not nearly enough room to try to tag. Now here's Jose Fermin, lefty-righty matchup. He's 1 for 2. Here's the pitch. Four-seam fastball, called a ball, just missed the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. So a runner on second with 2 out. A byproduct of a stand-up double with 1 out by Mason Wynn. Lefty-righty matchup. Coming set is Cameron. The pitch. Strike, changeup, right down Broadway, just below the belt, and the count is 0-. Correction. They're calling it 1-1. It is, in fact, called a ball, apparently. And the count is 1-1. That's the 100th pitch by Cameron. Coming set. Here's the 1-1. A cutter up and out of the zone, 91 miles an hour, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. So 101 pitches in 4 2/3 innings of work for Noah Cameron. Runner on second with 2 outs, a lefty-righty matchup. 2-1 count to Jose Fermin. Coming set is Cameron from the stretch. He deals. Fouled down the first base side and out of play on the cutter up, and the count is now even at 2-2. Justin Beasley, even if you are a Royals fan, we will graciously accept your like. Justin Beasley doing Justin Beasley things for life. Here's the pitch. Hit on out to right center field, and it falls in for a base hit. Picked up by Marte out and right. Scoring the run there is Wynn, and now the Royal lead has been cut down to an 8-4 lead. An RBI 2-out single by Jose Fermin, and it is now an 8-4 Royal lead. A nice bit of hitting there by Fermin. Just manages to flare it out there. Marte could not get to that one. Just not enough hang time. Now there is a meeting out on the mound with the pitching coach. So runner on first with 2 out following the RBI 2-out single by Jose Fermin. Now here comes the 9-hitter. Due up the catcher, the right-handed hitting Pedro Pajes. He steps into the box. Fermin leads off first. Coming set is Cameron. It's a lefty-righty matchup. Here's the first pitch. Swinging strike on the changeup away, and the count is 0-1 to Pedro Pajes. Pajes is 0 for 2. Getting the start tonight, I imagine, due to his familiarity with Liberatore. Coming set's Cameron. The pitch. Up and away, four-seam fastball, clear out of the zone, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. That was the 105th pitch. From the stretch is Cameron. Runner leads on first with 2 out. Here's the 1-1. Curveball strike. Outside corner. Whispers over the black knee high. And the count is 1-2. Noah Cameron is ahead in the count 1-2 to Pedro Pajes. Fermin is on first following the 2-out RBI single that scored Mason Wynn. Coming set below the letters is Cameron. The 1-2 pitch. Four-seam fastball up and away out of the zone. 94 miles an hour. And the count's even at 2-2. Coming set is Cameron, the 2-2. Hit to the left side and stabbed on a line there by Lofton. The old Adam ball for the third and final out of the inning. 1 run, 2 hits, no walks, 1 left on. After 4.5 innings of play, it is the Kansas City Royals 11 and the St. Louis Cardinals 4. I'm Paul D. And score aside, if you're enjoying my call the Redbird action here on Game Mike this evening, please do leave a like. It does a world of good for this growing channel, and I very much appreciate it. You want to see more here on Game Mike? Hit subscribe. We'd love to have you aboard. 11-4 Royals going to the bottom of the 5th. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Due up in the bottom of the 5th is going to be the leadoff man, Thomas. He's 1 for 3 tonight with an RBI and a run scored. Tolbert, who has come in for the seemingly injured Bobby Witt Jr., he has a run scored, and he walked in his first at-bat. And then Jack Caglione. So 1, 2, 3 in the Royals order for the bottom of the 5th inning. At the moment, Racic called up today from AAA Memphis, sending down, mercifully, Chris Roycroft. As far as I can tell, he is still in this game. Warming up in the bottom of the 4th next to him was the lefty Justin Brule. So I don't know what Ollie Marmol has in store there. But that is the formula heading to the bottom of the 5th inning in this first of 3 in the very unusual 3-game set out in Kansas City. It is a very brief one series road trip, one city road trip, and then they're back at Busch on Monday night, I believe, for 4, hosting the Arizona Diamondbacks. And a lovely drone shot of Arrowhead Stadium, one of the host sites for the 2026 North America World Cup. And Racing's out for his second frame. Here's the pitch. Strike. 4-seam fastball outside corner at the knees to the righty Thomas. And the count is 0-1. Coming winds Racing. He deals. Fouled straight back on the sweeper, up and away. And the count is now no balls and 2 strikes. For life. 93 likes, 116 people watching. Hit that like. Here's the 0-2. Chopped down to third base. Fielded there on a hop by Blaze Jordan. Wide at third. He throws to first in time to get Thomas at first for the first out of the inning. And something you got to say about Blaze Jordan. I've been making note of this because the whole talk about him coming up is that he was something of a defensive liability, hence moving from third to first to da-da-da-da-da. Every opportunity since getting called up last Friday, he has shown himself to be very capable down at third. Now here's the first pitch of the righty, Tolbert. Check swing, did he go around? Yes, says Blue down the first baseline on the sweeper down and away, and the count is 0-1. He did play that one game at first with Burleson at DH, but mostly at third. Coming to wind is Racing, the 0-1. A sweeper away and over the lefty batter's box. Holding back on the trigger is Tolbert, and the count is 1-1 in his first plate appearance tonight in substitution for an injured Bobby Witt. He walked. The 1-1 pitch. A sinker inside and off the plate, and the count is now 2-1. Thank you so much for life. You know, he's certainly no worse than Gorman defensively. You're absolutely right, Justin. So here's a 2-1 pitch. Fouled down the first base side on the 4-seam fastball down Broadway, clocked at 96 miles an hour, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on, 1 out, bottom of the 5th inning, 11-4 Royals. It's a 2-2 count to the righty hitting Tolbert, who's in for Bobby Witt at short. Injured on that infield single earlier on in the game. Coming sets Racing. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3, a sweeper on the inside corner, and that will be the second out of the inning. So, a little bit of order so far restored by the righty Racing. And that's the second out of the inning. Yeah, that looked to be a front door sweeper there by Rasick. Caught Tolbert there in the observatory. There's the first pitch to Caglione. Foul down the first base side, now to play on the changeup, and the count is 0-1 to Jack Caglione. Caglione is 1 for 3 tonight. It's a righty-lefty matchup with the righty Rasick on the mound. Nobody on, 2 out, bottom of the 5th. It's an 0-1 count. Coming round is Rasick. Here's the 0-1. Foul tip rolls over towards the Cardinal on deck circle, and Rasick is ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes to Caglione. One of those great names to say, rolls right off the tongue. Coming set. Rasick's 0-2 pitch. A curveball bounces out in front of home plate in the dirt. Clearly a ball, and the count is 1-2. Coming set is Rasick. He winds the 1-2 to Caglione. Foul tipped on the curveball, down and in, rolls over towards the Royals on deck circle this time. And the count is now 1-2. 25 pitches so far for Rasick in his relief appearance. He comes one, the 1-2 pitch. Foul down the first base side and out of play. Correction, the third base side and out of play on the four-seam fastball up. The count remains 1-2. It looks like they're looking at his family in attendance here. I think this is Rasick's major league debut. Coming winds Rasick, the 1-2 pitch. Hit to the right side, fielded on a pair of hops by Weatherholt. Throws to first for the third out of the inning. So the Royals finally go down in order. No runs, no hits, no walks, nobody left on. After 5 full innings of play, it is the Kansas City Royals 11 and the Cardinals 4. We head to the top of the 6th inning down at Kauffman Stadium for this first of 3 weekend set. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Well, it was good to see some competent pitching there. Nice inning finally indeed. So coming up for the Cardinals in the top of the 6th inning. They're going to get the top of the order. J.J. Weatherholt followed by Ivan Herrera and Jordan Walker. And for those who may just be joining us, to let you in on it, yes indeed, Ivan Herrera has been hit again. It is something to behold. Now, granted, when he was hit, it ended up loading the bases. It just got a little bit of his sleeve, and it was a sweeper, so there was no way it was intentional. But, man, after a while, folks, it's just, you ask yourself, how much longer can this possibly go on? I mean, Herrera's tough. And certainly he has no issue with taking his base, but still, you want the other team to know it's not okay for you to keep beating our part-time catcher, part-time DH. Enough of this stuff. Like I said, it's not like he's hanging out over the plate. All right, we are back for the top of the 6th inning. 1, 2, 3 for the Cardinal order. And that means our boy, the rookie sensation, the second baseman, J.J. Weatherholt. Nice drone shot out there of Kauffman Stadium beyond right field. Now, here's the righty, Mason Black. In 11 games, 15 2/3 innings pitched, a 2.87 ERA, a whip of 1.60. It's a righty-lefty matchup. Coming set is Black. He deals a cutter inside for a ball, and the count is 1-0 to JJ. Weatherholt, he is 2 for 3 tonight. 11 for Royals, top of 6. Coming set is Black above the belt. The 1-0 pitch. Strike, four-seam fastball, spotted on the outside corner at the knees, and the count is 1-1. Back onto the rubber is Black. He deals a sweeper in, clear off the plate, and the count is 2 balls, 1 strike. So you have to give some credit, though, to Noah Cameron. He did a solid enough job with all that run support. Here's a 2-1 pitch. A cutter up and in, just missed the plate and maybe a bit high. And Weatherholt has himself in the 3-1 hitters count. He's back into the box. Coming set above the belt is the righty Black. The 3-1 pitch. Called ball 4, just misses the outside corner with a sinker. So JJ works a leadoff single in the top of the 6th inning. Now here comes the righty hitting Ivan Herrera, as I was just mentioning a moment ago, has in this game definitely been hit. So, punch that out of your bingo card for this game. Runner on first with nobody out. Righty-righty matchup. Coming set is Black. First pitch to Herrera. Forcing fastball up and in, out of the zone, 94 miles an hour, and the count is 1 ball, no strike. A walk, a strikeout swinging, and a hit by pitch for Ivan Herrera tonight. Runner leads off first. Coming set is Black. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Strike, sinker, outside corner at the knees, and the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. 11-4 Royals in the top of the 6th. He comes set above the belt. He deals. Strike, four-seam fastball right down Broadway. Clock 95 miles an hour from Black. And the count is 1-2. J.J. Weatherholt started off the action with a leadoff walk. He's sitting down there at first. Coming sets Black. He deals. And it is a high pop just behind second. Calling for it is the shortstop. He makes the catch. And that's the first out of the inning. Staying there at first is J.J. Weatherholt. That's the first out of the inning. And, of course, here comes the 3-hitter, Jordan Walker. He had the infield single, the one that Bobby Witt Jr. injured himself on, trying to make the play. The run scored that time. Runner on first with 1 out, top of the 6th inning, 11-4 Royals. Jordan Walker 1 for 3 against the righty Black. Righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. A sinker away out of the zone, 95 miles an hour, and the count is 1 ball, no strikes. Coming set is Black. In the box is Walker. He deals. A slider appears to be low, and it didn't miss by much. It was right down Broadway. It's called a ball and not challenged. The count is 2-0. Runner leads off first. Coming set is the righty Black. He deals. Forcing fastball low and away into the dirt, nearly 93 miles an hour, and the count is now 3 balls and no strikes to Jordan Walker. That's actually funny, Thurman. I'll get to that in a moment. Coming set is Black. Here's the 3-0. Strike, four-seam fastball right down Broadway, and the count is 3-1. Thurman, him being hit all the time reminds me of Kenny and South Park cartoons. Early Kenny, definitely. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Swinging strike on the sinker away, and the count is now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jordan Walker. Jordan Walker has not put the bat on the ball great tonight, though he does have that infield single. And the RBI, I do believe. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of Jordan Walker as he steps out of the box. Calls timeout a whole lot. He's back in the box. Runner leads off first with 1 out. It's a full count. Righty-righty matchup. Coming set is Black. The 3-2 pitch. Hit it right up the middle and through into center field for a base hit. So a 1-out single by Jordan Walker. And the Cardinals have runners on first and second with 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. And let's see what they're going to do here with Nelson Velasquez due up. He was in the lineup because of the lefty Noah Cameron. Let's see if Ollie Marmol decides to make any sort of move here with this at-bat. Velasquez is at the plate. He's taking the at-bat. Righty-righty matchup. Coming sets Black. Here's the first pitch. Well inside. Nearly got Velasquez with the sinker in, and the count is 1-0. Velasquez is 1 for 2 tonight. Runner on first and second with 1 out, top of the 6th, 11-4 Royals. It's a 1-0 count, righty-righty matchup. Black deals. Strike, four-seam fastball outside corner, challenged by Velasquez. It's called a strike. It's being challenged by Velasquez. Let's see the result of the ABS here. The call is overturned. It is a ball. So we go from what would have been 1-1 to 2-0 to Velasquez. A good ABS challenge on the part of Nelson. Runners on first and second with 1 out. It's a 2-0 count. Coming set is Black in relief of Cameron. He deals. Swinging strike on the sinker up. It was right over the plate, but he swung underneath it, did Velasquez, and the count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. On deck is the lefty Burleson. Coming set is Black. The pitch. A sweeper down and away and clear out of the zone. And the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes, apparently, according to the bug. No, it's 3-1. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Hit on out to right field. Right there is Marte. He makes the catch flat-footed. Staying there at second is Weatherall. And that'll be the second out of the inning. So, unfortunately, he put good wood on it. Marte in right was right there. He did not need to move an inch on the low fly ball. And now here comes Alec Burleson with runners on first and second and 2 out in the top of the 6th inning. Righty-lefty matchup. Coming set is Black. The first pitch to Burleson. Swinging strike on the four-seam fastball up. Swung underneath that one, did Alec, and the count is 0-1. Coming set is Black. Into the box is Burleson. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled straight back on the sweeper away, and the count is now no balls and 2 strikes to Burleson. 22nd pitch for Black in his relief appearance here of Noah Cameron. It's an 0-2 count. Runners on first and second with 2 out, top of the 6th inning, 11-4 Royals. Coming set's Black. The 0-2 pitch. And there's a fly ball out to center field. Coming in as the center field underneath it. He makes the catch for the final out of the inning. So no runs, a couple left on. After 5.5 innings of play, it is Kansas City 11 and the Cardinals 4. I'm Paul D. And score aside, if you're enjoying my call of Redbird action this evening here on Game Mike, please do leave a like. It helps this growing channel out a lot, and I very much appreciate it. You want to see more? Well, then come on back. Hit subscribe. Be great to have you join our cast of characters here on Game Mike. With that said, I'm Paul D., and this is Bombers Game Mike. 11-4 Kansas City going to the bottom of the 6th. 97 likes, 159 people watching. Hit that like. Thank you so much, For Life. Justin Beasley. Come on, chat. We're 4 likes away. No, you guys have supported me in an unyielding fashion. And for that, you have my deepest thanks. Keep that streak alive. You know it, Justin. You know it. No, this is one of those games you get every once in a while in 162. Ronald Lyle. Let's get Paul to 100 likes. The Vanguard. Doing Vanguard things. Tough game tonight, Paul. Yeah, it definitely is, Justin. You know, these, at the very least, as a baseball fan, or, you know, more specifically in my case, calling these games, at the very least, you want them to be competitive. You want to keep your attention. You know, you want excitement. You want anticipation. Blowouts, when they're happening to your own team, are, you know, it just feels like a misfire. A party that could have happened but didn't happen. And that's always disappointing. All right, let's see here. Now, due up for the Royals in the bottom of the 6th is going to be the right fielder Marte, followed by the captain, the catcher Perez, and then the DH Jensen. And it looks like Razek is going to be coming out for a bit more work. Here's the first pitch to Marte. A sweeper just misses off the plate away, and the count is 1-0. It's a righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. Hit down the right field line. Given chase is Burleson and Walker, and over the shoulder makes the catch. Does Burleson in foul territory in right field, right next to the tarp for the first out of the inning. So a foul out by Marte, and a little bit of wide receiver work there by Alec Burleson, and that's the first out of the inning. First time here and dropped the 100th like. Well, CH man, 712. Thank you so much. Welcome aboard. Love to have you. I hope you enjoy yourself. Cardinal fan, Royal fan, all happy to have you. We love good baseball fans here on Game Mike. That's what it's all about. Now, here's the righty hitting catcher, Perez. Righty-righty matchup, the first pitch. Four-seam fastball up and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Nice job, chat. Thank you so much. Yeah, and thank you. The cherry on top for CH man. Here's the 1-0. Four-seam fastball just misses down and away, and the count is now 2-0 to Perez. Thanks for the welcome. You got it, man. Great to have you. I'm a Dodgers live streamer, but my bro recently found your channel and invited me, so I decided to come support. That's great, CH man. What's your channel? Come and wind is Razik, the 2-0 pitch. Foul back behind the plate, up and away, and the count is 2-1. Back onto the bump is Razik. He comes wind, the 2-1 pitch. Hit on out there in the left field line. If it's fair, it's gone, and it is gone. A solo home run to left by Perez. And that will extend the Kansas City lead. They now lead the Cardinals 12-4 on the solo home run to left by Perez, with one out in the bottom of the sixth inning. When it rains, it pours. My channel is CHman712. Hey, you've got that natural radio voice. I like the presentation too. This is cool. Well, thank you so much, CH man. Hey, I'll definitely go and follow you. So the handle is CHman712. I'll definitely go and take it a look. Always good to meet a fellow play-by-play guy. Ollie Marmol is going to the pen. So he's coming, and in is coming Justin Brule, the left-hander. So Razik, after his Major League debut, ends it with that solo shot off the bat of Perez to left. However, all told, he's fared a lot better than the rest of the Cardinal pitchers tonight. He leaves with a 12-4 Royals lead. They're actually talking with his parents there on the broadcast, and that's always nice to see, you know. You know, you have your kid, this has been their dream, they finally make it. I mean, you have to just be beaming as a parent in that situation. That's just so cool. And, of course, they're decked out in Cardinal gear, as you would expect. A very wholesome scene out there in the stands at Kauffman for Razik's family there. So we're awaiting the pitching change. In comes the southpaw, Justin Brule. Thanks, same here. I'll definitely be a supporter going forward. Cardinals looking good when everybody thought this was going to be rebuild here. That's impressive. It's been fun to watch overall. I can definitely say that. A pleasant surprise, everyone here. You know, with the exception of tonight, obviously. Tonight has not been great. But overall, it's been very exciting. You know, as fans, you're kind of playing with house money, and you hope that it's a positive harbinger of not just the remainder of 2026, but the foundation of competitive Cardinal teams in the National League Central for hopefully seasons to come. Chances Shank. What's everyone? Go Crown team, but I like the Cardinals as well. I like both of these teams. Well, you're certainly welcome here. Now, here's Justin Brule, 30 innings pitched, 4.5 ERA. He's coming in to face the lefty Jensen, who's 2 for 3. Nobody on, one out, 12-4 Royals. They have one in off that solo home run from Perez. Here's the first pitch from Brule. Hit to the right side, fielded on the ground there by Burleson. Covering is Brule. He takes the throw, beats the runner to the bag for the second out of the inning. So, a fine start there by Justin Brule to get Jensen. Second out of the inning. Now here comes the righty hitting third baseman Lofton. He's 2 for 3 tonight. Here's a pitch. Here's a fly ball out to center field. Heading on over to left center. Underneath it is Vasquez for the third and final out of the inning. A couple of pitches, a couple outs. Justin Brule ends the bottom of the 6th inning. After 6 full, it is the Royals 12 and the Cardinals 4. We head to the top of the 7th inning. This one has not been close. This first of 3, the odd weekend set out at Kansas City. But with that said, I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. 12-4 Royals going to the top of the 7th. Chances Schenk. I also have a channel where I make Blue Jays shorts. I was suggested your channel by a private streamer, Dr. Delay on YouTube, and I convinced my buddy CH to come in here as well. Well, hey, Delay MD is, one of the finest play-by-play streamers here on YouTube. As I always say, a very tight, very professional call from him. So you're getting a really solid call of the game. Good dude, too. So if he's giving you a recommendation, I'm both very complimented, and I hope it ends up carrying some weight with you. So you guys are both welcome here. By all means, thank you for making yourselves known. Uncommon Truth Shaman, welcome back, my friends. Good to see you. Top half of the first inning was friggin' great. Not great since, unfortunately. Very true, Uncommon Truth Shaman. I love just how that rolls off the tongue. For life. What is it now, 17 or 18 streams with 100+ likes? Thanks to you, For Life, and the rest of the Vanguard. Justin Beasley, Trisk, Ronald Lyle. Roger Baseman's definitely in there, too. The Vanguard keeps growing. Our first citizens of Game Mike. Yeah, one amazing guy. He's really excellent. Now, here's the first pitch to Mason Wynn. Forcing fastball away, called a ball, and the count is 1-0 to the righty hitting shortstop for St. Louis. The reliever Black is out for his second frame of work. He comes set, righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. Hit to the right side, and off the glove of the second baseman, gets away from him. No play at first, and so Mason Wynn will reach there. I don't know that they will call that an error because there was a very much increased difficulty on trying to make that play. It required a head-first dive. Whatever the case, Mason Wynn is on first with nobody out. He leads it off. Now, here's Blaze Jordan. He's 1 for 3 with a runner on first, nobody out. Top of the 7th inning, 12-4 Royals. Coming set is the righty Black, righty-righty matchup. Here's the first pitch to Blaze Jordan. Forcing fastball up away, out of the zone, 94 miles an hour, and the count is 1-0. Oh, you got it, Ron Lyle. You got it. Coming sets Black, the 1-0 pitch. Hit down the first base side and into the stands. It was a slider away. That brings the count to 1-1. Blaze Jordan lined out, a single and a line out. So he's been getting the bat on the ball, which is very much his MO. He doesn't strike out much, doesn't walk much. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Hit on out there to right center field. Coming over into the gap. And it falls in at the track. Bounces off the wall. Plays the carom. Moving all the way to third is Mason Wynn. And that is a double off the bat of Blaze Jordan. And the Cardinals now have runners on second and third with nobody out in the top of the 7th inning. Blaze Jordan took what appeared to be either a slider or a sweeper up and away. Put it beautifully between the outfielders in right center. Had to play the carom off the wall. Blaze Jordan doing exactly what we've come to expect from him so far. Doesn't walk much, doesn't strike out much, will occasionally chase. Now, let's see here. Well, we have a moment. There's a meeting out there on the mound. CH-Man. I will say there were many players who are Cardinals I did really like. Jim Edmonds, Albert Pujols, Yadier Molina, and there were a few more. But they had some amazing players come through. Oh, definitely. Chances Shank. My quest is to collect 50 subscribers so I could potentially go live and be a Blue Jay streamer for the Pure Adrenaline Sports Network on YouTube. Well, you're going to get my help. So is the handle for your channel at Chances Shank 5960. Coming set is black. The first pitch to Fairmean. Hit to the left side. Fielded there at short. He throws to first in time. Scoring on the play is Mason Wynn. And the Royals now have a 12-4 lead. An RBI there for Jose Fairmean. And it is now a 12-5 Royal lead. Blaze Jordan moves over to third on the play. And that's the first out of the inning. Now, here's the righty, Pedro Pajes. Righty-righty matchup. Here comes the first pitch. Hit on out to the right side into right field. Underneath it is Marte. He makes the catch. Coming home should be Blaze Jordan. He scores. And now the Royals have a 12-6 lead. A sacrifice fly and an RBI to right by Pedro Pajes. And that'll be the sixth run across for the Cardinals here. It is a 12-6 Royals lead in the top of the seventh inning. Now here's J.J. Weatherall. He's 2 for 3. Righty-lefty matchup. Now here's the first pitch. It is a ball away. The count is 1-0. So that clears out the bases, so there's nobody on with 2 out. It's a 1-0 count to J.J. Weatherall. It's a righty-lefty matchup. 2 across for the Cardinals here in the top of the seventh. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A sinker in and off the plate called a ball, and the count is now 2 balls and no strikes. Into the box is Weatherall. Coming set is Black. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Up and away, a four-seam fastball clear out of the zone. And the count is now 3-0. Presumably, JJ will be going into statue mode here, ahead in the count 3-0. Coming set is Black. The 3-0 pitch. Right down Broadway, strike. 95 miles an hour, and the count is 3-1. Coming set at the belt is Black. He deals. Ball 4, challenged immediately by the catcher Perez. So we have an ABS challenge here by the Royals for that ball 4. The call is overturned. It is a strike. And it is now a full count to J.J. Weatherall. Just clip the zone down and in to the left-handed hitting Weatherall. And the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on, 2 out, top of the seventh inning. 12-6 Royals, 2 in for the Cards. Here's the pitch. Ball 4 on the sinker, clear in, so J.J. Weatherall works a 2-out walk. All right. CH-Man. Jordan could be a good power bat for the Cardinals for years to come as he gets more experience. Yeah, definitely. He's been great this year. Chances, David Freese 2011, Paul Goldschmidt 2019. Both the 2011-2019 teams were absolutely unforgettable. And the 2011 run was one of the best playoff runs I've ever seen. Cheers to that. Now here's Ivan Herrera, righty-righty matchup. Here's the first pitch. Four-seam fastball well away and out of the zone. Floats over the left batter's box. Count is 1-0. So a runner on first with 2 out. Top of the seventh inning. 12-6 Royals. 2 in here in the top of the seventh for the Cardinals. It's a 1-0 count. Here's a 1-0 to Herrera. Swinging strike on the slider down and away. Swung over the top of that one. Did Ivan. And the count is 1-1. It's a righty-righty matchup. Coming set Black. He deals. Strike, sinker on a front door sinker called a strike to Herrera. And the count is now 1 ball, 2 strikes. But these two teams have, in my opinion, the 2 best World Series runs ever. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Chopped down to third base. Fielded there at short by Tolbert. He throws to first. And he gets Herrera for the 3rd out of the inning. Cardinals do push 2 more across. They head to 7th inning stretch time down at Kauffman Stadium. The Royals have a 12-6 lead. I'm Paul D. And if you are enjoying my Call a Redbird action here this evening on Game Mic, please do leave a like. Helps this growing channel out more than I can tell you. And I thank you a great deal if indeed you do. I very much appreciate it. If you want to see more, by all means, subscribe. We have a wonderful growing community of not just Cardinals fans, but baseball fans. And they are very much welcome here. 12-6 Royals going bottom of the seventh. Me here, you there, and this is Bombers Game Mic. Both those two teams have, in my opinion, the two best World Series runs ever, 2011 and 2015. Also, the 2006 Cardinals, a great historic franchise, arguably the best stadium in baseball. You know, it's interesting, that 2011 team, you know, if you were there and you're old enough to be following it day in and day out from about the middle of August, even 15 years later, you stop and you think about it, you see the highlights, you rewatch some of the games, and you think to yourself, and baseball has these times where you're just like, how did they do that? How did they do it? Just a lot of great play. You know, the Cardinals benefited tremendously by the Atlanta Braves forgetting how to win a game in terms of the wild card that year. You know, it was something to behold, and a very special year. A very special year. It caught the whole nation's attention. It really did. All right, we are back here for the bottom of the seventh inning. Due up for the Royals is Collins, followed by Massey and Thomas. Brule is still in the game, the left-hander. Now here is the righty hitting Collins. Here's the first pitch from Brule. A sinker up and away and out of the zone, and the count is 1 and no strikes. 12-6 Royals in the bottom of the seventh. So they have definitely had the upper hand. They are in the catbird seat. Coming sets Brule, the 1-0 pitch. A sweeper away, called a ball, and the count is now 2 and no strikes. Friend CHH with the break. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Strike, sinker on the outer third, about thigh high, and the count is 2-1 to Collins. Brother Joe, Atlanta Braves are light in this year. If the Cardinals can make the playoffs, we can beat them. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Up and away, a sinker well out of the zone, and the count is now 3 and 1 strike. Brule had a very respectable bottom of the sixth inning, probably the best inning thrown by a Cardinal pitcher tonight. He comes set. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Ball 4 on a sinker, challenged immediately by Pages. So we have an ABS challenge incoming. And the call is overturned. It is a strike. And that will bring the count full. 3 and 2 strikes. Just clip that inside corner. Back into the box is Collins. He's 1 for 3 tonight. He is the 8th hitter. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the seventh inning. 12-6 Royals in this first of 3. Coming set is the southpaw Brule. He deals. Hit to the right side and through the hole into right field for a base hit. Picked up by Jordan Walker, tossed back in. So Collins has himself a leadoff single in the bottom of the seventh inning for the Royals. Absolutely have to give it to the Cardinals fan base. Out of everyone in MLB, I don't know if every fan base knows more about the team than the St. Louis Cardinals. You know, it's funny you should mention that, Chance. Get to it in a moment. Now, here's the 9-hitter, the lefty Massey. He's 0 for 2. Runner on first, nobody out. Here's the pitch. He goes down towards second. There's the throw, and not in time. So he manages to steal second there. Got a good start on that one, did Collins. So now the Royals have a runner on second. The pitch is ruled a ball. The count is 1-0. I remember the very first Cardinal game I went to. It was in 2009. There's a whole story there. Coming set is Brule. It's a 1-0 count. Runner on second. Nobody out. Here's the pitch. A sinker away. And it is ruled. Anybody going to make a ruling on that? It's an ABS challenge. And it's confirmed a ball. And the count is 2-0. It was a Royals challenge, originally called a strike. Overturned, called a ball. Another good challenge by Pies. Both teams have both of their ABS challenges. It's a 2-0 count. Coming set, the 2-0 pitch. Chopped down the first base side and out of play. Correction. Counts 2-1. Back into the box is Massey. Rudder on second. It's a 2-1 count. Coming set is Brule. Here's a 2-1. Well out and away. A sweeper over the righty batter's box, and the count is 3-1. And when I went there was one thing I noticed about Busch Stadium that was unlike any other stadium I'd ever been to regarding the fans. Most times you go to a game, and the people that have the best seats know the least about the game. Coming set is Brule. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Hit foul down the first base side and out of play on the sinker in, and the count is now full 3-2. Most times, the fans with the best seats know the least about the games, and those in the nosebleed know everything. At Busch Stadium, regardless of where a fan sat, they were equally knowledgeable, and they had incredible depth in their knowledge. It's a 3-2 count to Massey. Lefty-lefty matchup. Coming set is Brule. Runner leads off second. Here's the pitch. Chop foul and rolls over towards the Royals on deck circle on the sinker away. The count is 3-2. That told me so much about Cardinals fans overall, because it's a total aberration. I've never seen it anywhere else. Runner leads off second, nobody out, bottom of the seventh inning. 12-6 Royals. It's a 3-2 count to Massey. Coming set is the lefty Brule. And here's the 3-2 pitch. There's a fly ball out to right center field. Underneath it is Fairmean. He makes the catch. He tosses it on in. Going from second to third is Collins. He makes it safely into third with a slide. So he advances 90 feet on the sacrifice fly. And that's the first out of the inning. So taking advantage of their opportunities there, Massey puts it out there in right center field, right in front of the warning track. And Collins manages to tag up, get that extra 90 feet. Now here's the righty Thomas. He's 1 for 4, back to the top of the lineup. Lefty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. Hit right up the middle and through and past second into center field for a base hit. Scoring easily is Collins, and that will give Kansas City a 13-6 lead here in the bottom of the seventh. That's an RBI single there off the bat of Thomas. So a runner on first with one out, an RBI single by Thomas with the infield in. Just got past the glove of Brule on the mound. Now here's Tyler Torbert, the shortstop. He pinch hit earlier for the injured Bobby Witt Jr. He's second in the order, lefty-righty matchup. Here's the first pitch. A sinker up and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Yep, there's no one in baseball that knows more about the team than the St. Louis Cardinals. Also, you guys have hands down the best logo in probably all of sports. It's timeless. It is great. Coming sets Brule, the 1-0 pitch. Swinging strike on the cutter, down and away from the righty Tolbert. He hacks right through that one, and the count is 1-1 strike. Coming set is Brule. It's a 1-1 count. The pitch. Strike. Sinker on the inner third above the knees to Tolbert. And Brule is ahead in the count, 1-2. So 13-6 Kansas City here in the bottom of the seventh inning in this first of three weekend set out in Kansas City. Brule comes set above the belt. And he deals a changeup low, clear out of the zone. The count comes even at 2-2 as a changeup. There's a runner on first with one out. There's an product of an RBI single by Thomas, who sits down there at first. It's a 2-2 count with one out. Coming sets Brule, lefty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3 on the sinker in. Challenge immediately there by Tolbert. So we have an ABS challenge on the part of the Royals. They have 2 remaining. Confirmed strike 3. Down he goes looking for the second out of the inning. A bad ABS challenge there by Tolbert. However, he goes down in the observatory. the backwards K, Major League Baseball's impression of Cyrillic. Now here comes the lefty, Jack Caglione. He's 1 for 4. Runner on first with 2 out. Here's the first pitch to Caglione. Chop foul down the first base side and out of play, and the count is 0-1. Yes, indeed, Justin. The whistle. It's a lefty-lefty matchup with the lefty Brule against the lefty hitting Caglione. Runner on first with 2 out, 13-6 Royals, bottom of the 7th inning. There are 2 outs and an 0-1 count. Coming sets Brule, the 0-1 pitch. Four-seam fastball away, clear out of the zone, and the count is now 1 ball, 1 strike. Also responsible for arguably the greatest call in baseball history in Game 6 of 2011. It was very good. Coming set is Brule, the pitch. A sweeper away and over the right of batter's box, and the count is now 2-1 to Caglione. Now, as far as the Blue Jays are concerned, Rogers Center, as I still call it, Skydome, that's one of the ballparks I still really want to see. Coming sets Brule, the 2-1 pitch. And there's a fly ball out to center field. Coming in a couple of feet is Fermin. He calls for it. A can of corn, 3rd out of the inning. However, the Royals, they push across one more. They leave one on. And after 7 full innings of play, it is Kansas City 13 and the Cardinals 6. We head to the top of the 8th inning. I'm Paul D. And outcomes aside, if you're enjoying my call of Redbirds action here on Game Mike, please do leave a like. It helps this growing channel out a ton. It makes it so that more Cardinals fans and baseball fans will see it, especially in the bizarre broadcast situation where you can't watch every game without 3 or 4 different subscriptions. And also on top of that, you might not even know where it's on. So by all means, we want to get it out to as many Cardinal fans, especially ones locally, but certainly further afield. And I very much appreciate it. You want to see more, by all means, hit subscribe. We'd love to have you aboard. And if there is somebody else in that weird situation trying to follow the Cardinals every day, and you're digging the stream, share it with them. They may dig it. They might appreciate it. But one thing is for sure, I will appreciate it. And thank you all so much for spending part of your Thursday night with me here on Game Mike. It hasn't been much to watch, but I sure do appreciate you coming by and spending part of your evening with me. With that said, I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Yeah, me personally, I sort of dislike it because I'm salty about the Blue Jays not being able to punch in a run in Game 7 after the Bo Bichette 3-run home run. See, here's the thing, though, is that Rogers Center, first up, is one of the early retractable roofs, so that's something I find particularly cool. And it's a venue, at least watching, games on TV my whole life, it has character to it, and I think it's kind of neat. And a guy who's, has seen most of the major league ballparks at this point, that's something that I very much value. Now, here comes the right-handed reliever, Beck Way. In 4 games and 5 1/3 innings pitch, he has a 6.75 ERA and a whip of 1.69 for the Royals. He comes in to face Jordan Walker, top of the 8th inning. Here's the first pitch. Four-seam fastball up and in, clocked 99 miles per hour. It is a ball, and the count is 1-0. Like for me, for example, I want to make sure I saw a game at the Metrodome before the Twins stop playing there and move to Citi Field. Let's see here on the replay. Did it get a piece of Walker's bat? Let's find out. Honestly, I can't tell on the replay. I believe it was ruled a ball, and that's where it stands. Oh, it looks like it got a piece of the hand there of Perez. So the trainer and the skipper are out there taking a look at their captain. So we have a little bit of a break in the action. So I wanted to make sure to see the Metrodome. Now, the Metrodome wasn't anything special in terms of its facilities, but it had history, the inflatable roof, the fact that the crowd made the place deafening. And I saw it on the last homestand. The Twins were hosting Detroit, and they were in just like a total battle for the AL Central in 2009. And that 2009 Saturday afternoon I saw them was a big game, and boy, it was deafening in there. Target Field, by every other measure, is a much better park. Now, here's the 1-0 pitch. Four-seam fastball down and away, and the count is 2-0 to Jordan Walker. So that's kind of what my thing is a lot of times when it comes to that. And as far as CH, man, I have been to Dodger Stadium. Coming sets way, the 2-0 pitch. Sinker, strike, right down Broadway, 98 miles an hour. And the count is 2-1 to Jordan Walker. And I really enjoyed Dodger Stadium. Coming set his way, the 2-1 pitch. Swinging strike on the cutter down and away, clock 92 miles an hour, and the count is 2-2 to Jordan Walker. Nobody on, nobody out, top of the 8th inning, 13-6 Kansas City. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of Jordan Walker. Material for the Metrodome was made here in Bennington, Vermont. Fun fact. I did not know that, Ronald, but I'm glad I do. Thank you for mentioning that. Here's the 2-2. A cutter down and away, just a little low, and the count comes full 3-2 to Jordan Walker. The righty way is coming in relief. He comes set at the letters, the 3-2 pitch. Chop foul and rolls over towards the Cardinal on deck circle. I've been to Fenway Park before. I want to see Wrigley too. Both really great places to see a ball game. I personally prefer Wrigley more. I lived near Wrigley for almost 5 years, so that's a place I'm very familiar with. Coming set his way, the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4, down and away low. A four-seam fastball taken first is Jordan Walker, and he works a leadoff walk in the top of the 8th inning. Bennington, home of the Battle of Bennington. Love broadcasts like this. It's a 13-6 game, and we're still having a great conversation. This is why I appreciate the Cardinals so much. Heck, I'm a Canadian, but I still see you Cardinals, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Now, here's Nelson Velasquez. He's 1 for 3. Righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. Swinging strike on the sinker upstairs. And the count is 0-1. Now, cheers to our neighbors up in Canada. Hey, Chance, old Yankee Stadium was different too. Electric. Oh, I've been to the old Yankee Stadium many times, CH, man. Coming set his way. The 0-1 pitch. Swinging strike on the cutter in. And the count is now 0-2. So Velasquez has himself in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. I miss old Yankee Stadium. That was a great place to see a ball game. New Yankee Stadium is fine, but the old one had history, character. It was loud. Oh, great place. Coming set is the righty way. Runner leads off first. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Hit on out there to left center field. Going back at the track, at the wall. He makes the catch, sliding on the track to the center fielder. Going all the way back to first is Jordan Walker. Velasquez absolutely gave that thing a long ride. But boy, oh boy, tracked it down out in center field for a very fine catch. That's the first out of the top of the 8th. Yeah, well, see, that's the thing, is soul. The new Yankee Stadium, it hosted a World Series championship, but it doesn't have that same soul. Now, here's Alec Burleson, righty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. Four-seam fastball down and in for a ball. The count is 1 ball, no strikes. So there's a runner on first with 1 out, top of the 8th inning. 13-6 Kansas City. It's a 1-0 count. Righty-lefty matchup. Alec Burleson is 0 for 3 tonight. Coming set his way at the letters. The 1-0 pitch. A sinker away for a ball, and the count is 2-0. Burleson is back into the box. He comes set to his way. Here's the pitch. Chop foul off of Burleson's own foot on the cutter in, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. For life, 108 likes. 123 people. Don't forget to hit that like button for the best card stream on YouTube. For life. Always, always wonderful. As are you, Ronald Lyle. Here's a 2-1. A sinker away, clear out of the zone. And Alec Burleson has himself in a hitter's count. 3 balls, 1 strike. Runner on first with 1 out. Top of the 8th inning. 13-6 Kansas City. The righty way is on the mound. It's a righty-lefty matchup. He comes set at the letters. The pitch. Ball 4, four-seam fastball up and away. So Alec Burleson works a 1-out walk, and the Cardinals have runners on first and second with 1 out in the top of the 8th inning. And here comes the righty hitting shortstop for St. Louis, Mason Wynn. 2 for 4 tonight, a couple of runs scored and a strikeout. On deck is the third baseman, the righty hitting Blaze Jordan. A little powwow out on the mound there with the pitching coach and Way. So we have a slight break in the action. Also, that Jack Flaherty guy was unbelievable. Your guys' pitching was absolutely loaded in all of the 2006, 2011, 2019. And you guys play fundamental small baseball, and I absolutely love it. In some ways right now, I can tell you, I wish they would play a little bit more of that small ball baseball, but they definitely have some offensive firepower, especially having Lars Nootbaar back really extends the lineup. Nate Church in center field is very good. Coming set is Way. The first pitch to Win. Hit to the right side and through the hole into right field for a base hit. Picked up by Marte. Staying at third is Jordan Walker. And the Cardinals have the bases loaded with 1 out following the 1 out single to right by Mason Wynn. And the bases are loaded with 1 out in the top of the 8th inning. It is still a 13-6 Royal lead here in game 1 of 3. Punches it through the big hole in right to Mason Wynn. They have the infield defense very much shaded towards left. Now here's Blaze Jordan, the righty. He's 2 for 4 tonight. It's a righty-righty matchup. Bases loaded, 1 out. The pond is full of ducks. Here's the pitch. A cutter in, called a ball, challenged by Perez. So we have ourselves an ABS challenge here. So it's a 1 out count initially. Let's see what the conclusion says. And it's confirmed a ball, and the Royals lose their last allotted ABS challenge in regulation. It is a 1-0 count. Coming set is Way. Here's the 1-0 to Blaze Jordan. There's a fly ball out to center field. Coming in is the center fielder calling for it. He makes the catch. Staying right there at third is Jordan Walker. The throw in would have gotten him by 10 feet. And that'll be the second out of the inning. One of the very few times Blaze Jordan has not come through in his early major league career at the plate. Now here's the Yates hitter, the right-handed hitting Jose Fermin. He is 2 for 4. He's out in center tonight. The bases are loaded with 2 out, top of the 8th inning. 13-6 Royals. Righty-righty matchup. Fermin steps into the box with the big streaking eye black down both sides of his face. Here's the first pitch. Strike, cutter, outside corner, knee high, and the count is 0-1 to Jose Fermin. Coming set is Way. The 0-1 pitch. Cutter down and in, out of the zone. The count is 1-1. We need a grand salami. You know it, David Hodge. CH, man. Grand slam here definitely changes the complexion of this game. I want it to happen. Our collective will make it so. Coming set is Way. The 1-1 Fermin. Hit on out there to right field. Coming in is Marte. He slides. He makes the catch. Another very slick sliding feet first catch for the third and final out of the inning. There by Marte and right. So the Cardinals leave them loaded. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is a 13-6 Royal lead. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. And once again, thank you all so much for spending part of your Thursday evening here with me on Game Mike. I know this one hasn't been much for the Cardinals, but it's always good coming here and seeing so many of you who come back game after game, who are so thoughtful in their contributions, very encouraging, very positive. And those who are not Cardinals fans that come in. We have 2 great examples right here with CH Man and Chance, each of them having their own channels, the Dodgers and the Blue Jays respectively. And that is something that I very much appreciate. So thank you all so much. For those that are still with us here late, with the Royals having a 13-6 lead going to the bottom of the 8th. Due up for the Royals are going to be Marte, Perez, and then Jansen. Yeah, I agree with you. Calling blowouts sucks if it's not for the inner. Yeah, it can be a challenge. CH, man, definitely. Thank you, Paul D, for the stream. You got it for life. Absolutely. Sam Foreman, the Royals have just had the luck going for them. Tonight, they have had everything going for them, luck included, to be sure, Sam. But we'll be back tomorrow, and so will the Cardinals. And we'll take it from there. And then we have that weird off day on Saturday. I just can't get over that thing. All right, we're back here for the bottom of the 8th inning. 13-6 Royals. Marte is due up. He made that very, very neat sliding catch there to get the third out in right field. And it looks like this is Brule. He's out there. Look, what, for his third frame? Really taking it for the team at the moment. Oh, Justin, you're too kind. Stepping in is the right-handed hitting Marte, lefty-righty matchup. Coming set is Brule. Here's the first pitch. Strike, sinker, outer third below the belt. And the count is no balls and 1 strike. Marte is 2 for 4 tonight, double and a single. He comes set below the belt. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Foul down the first base side now to play on the changeup away. And the count is no balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility, Justin. That or sleeping, to be sure. Coming set is Brule. Here's the 0-2 pitch. A sweeper well away and over the lefty batter's box, nowhere near the zone. The count is 1-2 to Marte. He comes set at the belt. It's a 1-2 count to Marte. He deals. Hit to the right side and through the big hole into right field for a base hit. A lead-off single by Marte in the bottom of the 8th inning. Now, there have been some changes on defense. I know Velasquez is now out in right. Crooks is catching, and Torres is in at short for Wynn defensively. And looks like Fermin's at short. Church is in center field. There's a whole bunch of changes here. I'll get to them in a moment. Yeah, so Velasquez is in right. Church is in center. Torres is in left. Fermin is in at short. Here's the first pitch. Hit to the right side and into right field for a base hit. Getting it there in the corner is Velasquez. He throws it on in, and that'll put runners on first and third after the no-out single there by Perez. And the Royals once again have something cooking. They have runners on first and third. Nobody out in the bottom of the 8th inning. They are not letting up. Now into the box is the lefty Jansen. Lefty-lefty matchup. Runners on first and third. Nobody out, bottom of the 8th. Here's the first pitch. Gets away there from the catcher. Coming home and scoring is Marte. And that will extend the Royals' lead to 14-6. Moving up 90 feet from first base is Perez. So it is now a 14-6 Royals lead. A runner on second, nobody out. The pitch is clearly ruled a ball. Coming set is the lefty Brule to the lefty Jansen, who's 2 for 4. The 1-0 pitch. Strike, sweeper, inside corner just below the belt, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Coming set above the belt is Brule. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And he popped it up just beyond third base. Calling for it is Fermin at short. He makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So, once again, as I mentioned earlier, there is a flurry of defensive substitutions. Velasquez moved from left to right field. Nate Church is in center. Fermin moved to short to substitute for Wynn. And Brian Torres is in left. Now here's the first pitch to the righty Lofton. A sweeper just inside and off the plate, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. So a runner on second with 1 out. 14-6 Royals. Coming set is the lefty Brule. Here's the pitch. Chop foul towards the Cardinal on deck circle. The count is 1-1. Yeah, it's definitely a football score chance. Definitely. Back onto the bump is Brule. He stands to the extreme first base side of the rubber. Coming set. And he steps off the rubber trying to get on the same page there as his battery mate. So the count remains 1-1. So Ollie Marmol obviously getting some rest for his starters here in what is otherwise a blowout. Coming set. Here's the 1-1. Hit down the left field line and out of play on the cutter in, and the count is 1-2. Oh, Nate Church is your favorite one? Yeah, he's had a good year. I mean, he's just around 250. Plays a really solid center field. He's scrappy. The righty Lofton is 2 for 4 tonight. Their third baseman hitting 7th in the order. Coming sets, Brule. He deals. Swinging strike 3 on the sweeper away for the second out of the inning. Down swinging he goes for the second out. Now here is the righty Collins. Isaac Collins, the left fielder. 2 for 4 tonight. Runner on second with 2 out in the bottom of the 8th inning. 14-6 Kansas City. Lefty-righty matchup. Here's the first pitch. Strike, sinker, right down Broadway, 88 miles an hour. And the count is 0-1. This next pitch is going to be Justin Brule's 39th of this appearance for him. Perez leads off second with 2 out. Coming set is Justin Brule. The pitch. There's a fly ball out to left field. Giving chases Brian Torres towards the line. He makes the catch for the third out of the inning. Another one across for the Royals. And we head to the top of the 9th. It is a 14-6 Kansas City lead. I'm Paul D. And once again, outcomes aside, if you're enjoying my call of Redbird action here on Game Mike, please do leave a like. It helps the channel out more than I can tell you. And then our 2 guests here for the Dodgers and Blue Jays respectively can tell you from their own channels how much it helps. And Lord knows we all appreciate it for all of our channels respectively. And if you want to see more, by all means hit subscribe. We'd love to have you aboard. I'm calling almost every single Cardinal game. With that said, I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Heading to the top of the 9th. Last licks for the Cardinals, down 14-6. Due up in the top half of the 9th is going to be Pedro Pages, followed by J.J. Weatherall, and then, of course, Ivan Herrera. And since this will be my last true opportunity that I can secure, by all means, go follow these channels. Chances Chank, 5960 for the Toronto Blue Jays, and CH-Man 712 for the LA Dodgers. I'm looking forward to going and checking them out myself. I'll definitely be making some appearances in there. And I thank you guys so much for coming in here chatting. It's been a great addition. You know, you mentioned it earlier that it's situations like this where the chat and just having the socialization, the call like this, where we can actually chat in a blowout that, you know, still gives us a measure of entertainment and engagement. And that's no small thing. All right. The righty hitting catcher, Pedro Pages, is stepping into the box. It looks like Way is still out there out on the mound. I'll confirm that, y'all, for a moment. Sure doesn't look like it. Into the box is Pages. Coming set his way, the first pitch. Strike, cutter, inside corner, knee high, and the count is 0-1. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the ninth. 14-6 Kansas City. It's an 0-1 count. The 0-1 from Way. Swinging strike on the sweeper down and away. Swung over the top of that did Pages. And the count is now no balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, us play-by-play guys here on YouTube. This is we're a cadre here. We definitely got to look out for each other. And I'm all about that. Coming set is Way. Here's the 0-2 pitch. A sweeper down and away and clear out of the zone. Laying off easily is Pages, and the count is now 1 ball, 2 strikes. 14-6 Royals in the top of the 9th inning here in Game 1. As a programming note, we'll be back here for Game 2. I'll give you some times in a moment. The 1-2 pitch. Just got a piece of that cutter, and it hits, looks like the shin of Pages, and he is not looking like he's having any sort of fun. He's trying to walk off that thing. But the programming note for tomorrow here on Game Mike, the game, first pitch of Game 2 is scheduled for 7:15 p.m. Central Time at Kauffman. That is Cardinals at Royals. McGreevy is going to be going for the Cards. He's going to be up against Lugo, the right-hander. And the stream here, the play-by-play stream on Game Mike, will begin at 7:05 p.m. Central Time. So scheduled first pitch, 7:15 p.m. Central Time. The stream here on YouTube at Game Mike, 7:05 p.m. Central Time. I hope to have you all aboard for Game 2. Coming set his way, the 1-2 to Pages. A four-seam fastball down and away and clear out of the zone, and the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Coming set's way, the 2-2. A sinker down and away, clear out of the zone, and the count's full to Pedro Pages. Mr. Cardinals guy, am I allowed to post my link in the chat? Well, you've asked permission, so I'll say yes. I give you the green light. The 3-2 pitch, grounded down to third, fielded there actually at short by Tolbert. He throws to first to get Pages at first for the first out of the inning. Tolbert picked it up there deep in the hole at short, and he got Pages going down the line. That's the first out of the inning. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, as far as self-promotion goes, so long as it's cleared by me in advance, you have the green light. I don't have any issue with it. Now, here is J.J. Weatherall, the left-hander. He's 2 for 3, righty-lefty matchup. 1 out, nobody on, top of the 9th. Here's the pitch, hit to the left side and into left field for a base hit. So, 1 out single in the top of the 9th for J.J. Weatherall. He is now 3 for 4 on the evening. And the Cardinals have a runner on first with 1 out. Oh, you know, I'll just call you Mike. No, just call me Paul D. That's what my answer to here. Just call me Paul D. I'm Paul D. Coming set his way. Here's the first pitch to Herrera. Just got a piece of that cutter down and away. Rolls over to the Royals on deck circle. The count is 0-1. Yeah, CH, man. You're free to do that. You guys, you cleared it with me first, so you're cool. Runner leads off first with 1 out. It's an 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. A sweeper just misses the inside corner for a ball, and the count is 1-1 to Herrera. Herrera is 0 for 3 tonight. He has been beaned. Just as a note. Coming set his way. The 1-1 pitch. Strike, sweeper, inside corner, knee high, and the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. See, John. So I'm going to the Marlins-Texans game. 5K, Scottish Soccer Hooligans reserve 4 sections. Oh, boy. Here's the 1-2. Swinging strike 3, and the cutter downstairs swings over the top of that one. Did Herrera, and that'll be the second out of the inning. So a strikeout by way of Herrera. Thanks. Hope to see some of you all sometime. I posted upcoming streams ahead of time, and we'll keep everybody updated, working around my schedule. Hey, keep doing your thing, CH man. I'm looking forward to seeing your channel and popping in. Thomas Fitzpatrick. Never thought I would find a Cardinals live play-by-play guy on YouTube. Here I am. Here's the first pitch to Jimmy Crooks. Strike, four-seam fastball down Broadway, and the count is 0-1. Jimmy Crooks is in, pinch hitting for Jordan Walker. He's hitting 188 with 1 home run, 6 RBIs. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swinging strike on the four-seam fastball up and away, 98 miles an hour, and the count is 0-2. Now, Thomas Fitzpatrick, you found him, and welcome aboard. I hope you enjoy yourself. Coming set is way. Here's the 0-2. Swinging strike 3. Down goes Crooks, and there's your final. Kansas City pulls this one out, a no-doubter, 14-6. And the Cardinals drop game 1 of this 3-game set out in Kansas City. It wasn't particularly close. Matthew Liberatore did not have it really from the very beginning, and then everything that followed was not much of an improvement. So they dropped game 1, 14-6. Unfortunately, because this is not a Cardinal victory, I cannot play the victory tune. However, I would like to thank you all so much for spending some of your Thursday night with me here on Game Mike, watching and calling some Redbirds baseball. I will be back tomorrow night. Scheduled first pitch out at Kauffman for game 2 is 7:15 p.m. Central Time. The play-by-play live stream here on Game Mike will go live at 7:05 p.m. Central Time. McGreevy is going to start that one for the Redbirds. He's currently 3-5 with a 2.99 ERA. And the righty Lugo is on the hill for Kansas City. He is 2-4 with a 3.86 ERA. So 14-6 Kansas City is your final. The Cardinals drop game 1. Thank you all so much for dropping in and spending some of your Thursday night with me. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bad game, great call. Hey, Dallas Cowboy fans, I appreciate the kind words, and it was not a fun one, that's for sure. Brother Joe, thank you, Paul. I appreciate you. Stay easy, everybody. You know it, my friend. Ron Lyle, have a great night, Paul and chat. See you tomorrow. Most definitely. Justin Beasley, the Cards have put up some stinkers lately, without a doubt. The Fire Phoenix, yeah, I knew the series was going to be tough. Try again tomorrow. You know it, Fire Phoenix. Thanks for the calls. Geez, that was a rough night. See you tomorrow. You got it, Delta Leader. You be well. CH Man, well, hey, Paul D. This is my friend Thomas. He got me started and inspired me. He's the Red Sox play-by-play. Hey, even the Red Sox are welcome here. Well, everybody, thank you so much. CH Man, you're very, very welcome. C. John, well, thanks for the game call. Well done, sir. I'm going to pretend like this game never happened. Fair enough. Chances. Thanks for the stream, Game Mike Cardinals. Game Mike. Cardinals awesome. Chances, just call me Paul D. That's what I answer to. That's my name here on Game Mike. I know some people call me Bomber. I don't usually encourage that one, considering I have to go through TSA with some frequency. I don't exactly want that hanging around. Some people call me Gabe Mike. Please, just call me Paul D. We're all friends here. I'll see you all tomorrow night, 7:05 p.m. Central Time, for the scheduled 7:15 p.m. Central Time first pitch at Kauffman Stadium for Game 2. Michael McGreevy is on the mound. This has been a presentation of Bombers Game Mike. 14-6 Royals in Game 1 is your final. I will see you all tomorrow night. I'm Paul D., and I hope you are well, both you and yours, wherever you may be. Thank you all so much. Bombers Game Mike, over and out. Be well, everybody. 14-6 Royals is your final. Good night.